Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. It's Monday morning, y'all. Hey, it's Monday morning, y'all. Hey, it's Monday morning, y'all. I'm saying good morning, y'all, to all around the world. We wide open, and we just hoping that you and your family have been chilling. I'm like, hey, it's a good day. We just came for 3 hours to play. We just came for 3 hours to say we wide open no matter what you going through. Anyway, we just want to bring the hope to what you going through. It's a Monday, so chill, just chill. 3 times, just chill. Hey. What's the deal, everybody? 901. You know, we just having fun. We just out here, the only ones that wanna just chill like a honey bun. So, okay, Juliana. We don't want no real drama. No. Hey, yo, Hector tried to get Juliana to jump on a verse. Like, look, he said your name. He wants you to go next. It's a cipher. Juliana's like, I have sliced apples and a Stanley Cup. I'm not doing any of the above.
This is the knockoff. I don't care for Stanley.
You have a Randy cup?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a Randy cup.
Yeah, a Target Randy cup.
Yeah, she got a Randy cup. Does you keep your liquid hot or cold? No. It's Randy. He doesn't give a damn about any of that.
Does.
Yeah, it's Randy. It's kind of. It was cold 20 minutes ago. Yeah, Randy just kind of gives up. Stanley will lock it in. Randy's kind of like, it's been long enough. You should have drunk it by now. I'm going to let you go.
Everybody in the chat, as we're getting ready to go into roll call, go ahead and start commenting on things you want us to hit. Normally, we do the ChatGPT vibe. If you got something you want us to hit, comment it, send in a 60-second voice note in the Discord. We love you, and we're going to go from there.
259 people in the chat at 9:03 on a Monday morning. Today is March 17th. 9:03 a.m. Central Standard Time. 7:03. Is today St. Patrick's Day?
Yep.
I should have had on green.
That's what I thought this morning. And
I'm sitting here with a Raiders sweater on.
Go right now? It's your house.
It is my house. I could go change.
And you can bring up the Grinch too.
Hooli just loves the Grinch.
Really
That's the bottom line.
She's
just like, why do you keep doing Larry the Racist and Trevor? Where's the Grinch? So funny. You're so cute.
You're cute.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. 7:03 Pacific Standard Time, 10:03 Eastern Standard Time. You are locked in. We are locked in with you for the next 2 hours and 57 minutes. This is Wide Open. We are here, and we hope you had a great weekend. 303 in the chat. Go ahead. The moment you get in the chat, just go ahead and hit that like button. It should just be like, that should be part of your check-in. You know what I'm saying? You walk in, you hit Wide Open, you check in, thumbs up, jump in the chat. Y'all know what time it is. It's roll call, but we're going to keep it on the smooth vibe right now. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to change nothing. Roll call. Hey, Nelia Corrigan's. Yesterday was her 55th birthday. Happy birthday, Nelly!
Happy birthday, Nella.
Hey, I hope you had a great day surrounded by family and friends. 10:05 p.m. in Malaysia. What's up? Jerusha, we're so grateful that you checked in. Culpeper, Virginia is in the building. Medellin is in the building. Cleveland, Tennessee is in the building. Brandon, Mississippi is in the building. Vacaville, California in the house. Perrysburg, Ohio in the house. Bushwick, Brooklyn. Dublin, California. Denton, Texas. What's up, Susie? Thornton, Louisiana. Moreno Valley in the house. Maine, Trinidad and Tobago. Bixby, Oklahoma. Hope everybody in Oklahoma is okay after those deadly storms ripped through there. Wilmington, Delaware is in the building. Sacramento, California. Ocala, Florida. Baldwin Park, California. Marion, North Carolina. Snellville, Georgia. Tampa, Florida. Topeka, Kansas. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Vacaville, California. Greenlee, Colorado. Las Vegas. Latham, New York. Asani Princeton checking in from North Carolina. So grateful you're here with us. Elizabeth, New Jersey in the house.
That's where all the Colombians are at.
Scarborough, Canada. Detroit. Augusta, Maine. Buffalo, Minnesota. I don't know what I was trying to say. Poland, London, Quebec, Canada, Doorwoody, Georgia, Florence, Arizona, Mansfield, Cibolo, Texas, Inglewood, California. What's poppin', Monique? I look forward to seeing you now, homegirl. It's my homie. That's my neighbor.
Cali.
It's my neighbor in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool brothers in the house. Aaron and Creeben. London squad is in the building. What's poppin'? Lima, Ohio, Union City, North New Jersey, California Bay Area. What's poppin'? Tulsa, Oklahoma, Birmingham, Alabama, Miami, South Chicago. Let's get it in. St. Paul, Minnesota, Southern New Jersey, Oklahoma, California, Taunton, Massachusetts. What's poppin'? France, Maureen, we love you, girl. Susie Denton, my neighbor, in the building. UK dwellers are growing. Y'all coming through in the evening. Y'all ain't playing. Well, it's afternoon for y'all, but y'all handling your business. London, Heathrow, Highland Park, Los Angeles, baby. What's up, David? You know you up in there. Rochester, New York, Scottsdale, Arizona, Houston, Texas, Seattle, Washington, McKinney, Texas, Houston, Bakersfield, California, Queens, New York, Orlando, Florida, Bloomington, Minnesota, OKC, Carrollton, Texas, right down the street, Melbourne, Florida, Antigua. What's up, Shamil? Estero, Florida, Birmingham, UK, Cleveland, Central Oregon, Round Rock, Texas. What's up? Baltimore, Maryland. Tyler, Texas. Nairobi, Kenya. What's poppin'? Motor City. Philly's in the building. India's in the building. Overland Park, Kansas is in the building. Covington, Georgia. Jersey City, New Jersey. Oh, let's go, Jersey City, New Jersey. That makes Juliana happy.
It does.
New Mexico's in the building. Bay to the Jing. Troy McAdams is back in the building with us. Beijing. Denton, Texas. Kira. Okay, I got neighbors and I got Dentonites just popping up. That's a beautiful thing. Nairobi, Kenya. What's popping? Dayton, Texas. What's popping? Germany's in the building. Checked in. Did I skip it? Indiana? I'm so sorry, Maggie. Hi, Indiana. She was pissed.
Like, yo.
She said hello.
She's like, how many times do I have to write it, fool? Looks like your eyes are just playing duck, duck, goose with Indiana. Put your dang eyes on Indiana. Stop playing with me. What is, wow, Rensselaer? New York? I've never heard of that. I never pronounced it. I never had to. Atlanta, Bermuda, Hazlet, Texas, Tarrant County. Baltimore, blessed Maryland. Let's go. Richmond, Virginia, Chicago. Hobbs, New Mexico. Indiana demands respect. Midlothian, Texas. Chico, California. Belleville, my bad. Illinois. Daytona, Florida. Is there a Deltona and a Daytona? I don't want to mess that up. Port St. Lucie, Florida. Oh, next to Albany. Thank you, Eric. Let me know. On this 101 traffic. God bless you. Lord have mercy. I hope you left in enough time. Port Hope, Canada. Atlanta. West Virginia. Corpus Christi, Texas. Oberlin, Ohio. Phoenix, Arizona. Rancho Cucamonga. Provo, Utah. Aubrey, Texas. Oakley, California. Edinburgh, Texas. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Downtown LA. Let's pop. Charlotte, North Carolina. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yo, check-in is over. Spring break for Mansfield. Okay, Mansfield. You know what I'm saying? What y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. It's 10 minutes after the 9 o'clock hour. We are locked in for the next 2 hours and 50 minutes. It's a Monday morning. I feel great. What did y'all do this weekend?
Oh.
Because I was chilling. Well, I guess I was traveling and chilling. Whatever.
Juliana.
I'm trying to remember what I did this week.
Uh-oh. Looks like Juliana had one of them weekends.
Best life.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think I was No, yeah. Okay, yes. So Saturday I went to go help my sister out at her job.
Okay.
And Caleb came along. So it was like a family work day.
Gotcha.
And then Sunday. And then I went to church on Saturday instead of Sunday because it was like
Life hack.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get a day of rest in here somewhere.
Amen. I slept all day yesterday.
Oh,
it was amazing.
I'm loving that. I'm loving
that
that.
was my weekend.
Yeah. All right. So peep game. I went to Washington D.C. on Thursday night, and I had to speak at a men's conference.
King Summit. Yes.
Spoke at the King Summit. Shout out to Chris Broussard. Chris Broussard, who's one of the co-hosts of First Things First on FS1, has an incredible movement for men called the King Summit. They got chapters all around the country. There's a lot of former athletes and celebrities, entertainers, as we would call them, who were there. When I tell you, all of these men 10 toes down for Jesus. Allen Houston, former NBA basketball player for the New York Knicks, 10 toes down for Jesus. Lawrence Funderburk, 10 toes down for Jesus. Troy Vincent, Sr., former Philadelphia Eagles.
Baller.
10 toes down for Jesus.
So happy.
Michael T. Williamson, 10 Bubba.
Yeah.
In Forrest Gump,
Mm-hmm.
10 toes down for Jesus. I'm not talking about like I go to church and I love God. 10 toes down for
A disciple.
Jesus. And disciple makers.
There we
Not,
go.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are disciple makers, man. So I got to be there with them. It was like really, really dope. They wanted me to speak on overcoming sexual abuse and trauma. And so obviously I had to give my testimony, but I spent the majority of the time focused on how do you overcome this? What are the practical steps that you have to take to overcome sexual abuse and trauma,
Wow.
to like live a victorious life? And it really resonated with the men. Like it really resonated with them. So I was happy to be a part of that. Sunday, we went to church at Cross Church. Shout out to Cross Church. So we got one of the co-pastors at Cross Church. I think he has the best last name of any pastor that's ever been a pastor in my lifetime. Because bro's last name is Pancake.
No way.
That is fire.
No way.
His
No
last
way.
name is Pancake.
Have you asked him where does it come from?
I haven't asked him where it's come from yet. I've been too busy just enjoying that bro's last name is Pancake.
That's
Pancake.
amazing.
And I just gotta tell you, Pastor Pancake is the best two words to put together.
Oh, absolutely.
It just makes you happy.
Absolutely.
Sounds delicious.
How can you not be happy
For real.
saying Pastor Pancake?
Yep. I can't even get mad at him.
What's his wife's name?
I don't know.
Syrup? Sorry. Dumb joke.
I love your face.
To qualify for dad jokes, you actually need to be a dad.
That's true.
Hi, papi.
When Rachel becomes pregnant, you can launch all the dad jokes you want.
Have you looked at my dad's shoes yet and my socks?
When Rachel becomes pregnant,
I thought
dad gear does not qualify for dad jokes.
Dang it.
Oh my
You
God.
need to have a baby. I mean, and it was just so like, it was so lazy.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
And then the Lord
and
have
you
mercy.
see
Don't
me.
encourage
I'm sorry,
this
but
man.
I thought it was funny.
And then I knew it was coming, but it was so slow. It was like a 55 mile per hour pitch. You just see it coming so slow. Hey, what's his wife's name? Then there's this pause, and then it's just syrup.
You ever seen
Oh, it
Zootopia?
was so painful, bro.
Yes, yes.
Well, what did he say?
Zootopia.
Zootopia? Yeah, Zootopia is dope.
That sloth?
Oh, the sloth.
That was us.
He's like,
At the DMV.
yes, yes, yes.
What's his wife's name? Syrup. Oh God, Hector.
I literally have tears in my eyes.
Pastor Pancake is dope, man. So anyway, he taught yesterday. Message was fire. And then we went to 7 Mile.
Ooh, yummy.
We went to 7 Mile,
Did you have a
and
pancake?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I did
Oh,
not.
because you don't have grains like that, right?
Well, they have vegan pancakes,
Okay,
so I
you
could have
have-
had
okay,
one.
okay.
But I had the Santa Cruz Benny, and it was really amazing.
What is
It's
that?
all vegan. It's like a vegan cheesy biscuit,
Ooh.
Beyond sausage,
Okay.
Beyond meat sausage,
Okay.
just egg, the fake
Yeah.
egg,
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
avocado, tomato. There's a
Wow.
cilantro lime sauce that's just dumb that goes on top of it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was good. And I had that with the hash browns and some fruit. It was fire. There's a table next to us. It was like 6 people there. And my waitress now was also their waitress. And she was like, is this all on one table? I just overheard her saying, is this all on one table? And it was 6 people, and it was going to be split at least 4 different ways. And I was like, now, come here.
No.
I was like, just put that thing on mine,
No.
So she goes to tell him later, and I love Now. Now knows how to keep it discreet because we're the table right next to them, right? She just goes, hey, amazing person just paid for your food, so you're good to go. And they go, oh my God, this has never happened. She was like, and today's his birthday.
Oh.
I was like, Holy Spirit, you know what you're doing, man.
Absolutely.
The Holy Ghost,
That's
you know what he's
amazing.
doing.
But
you
the
know what I'm
fact that
saying?
you're sensitive to the Holy Spirit
Tim's locked in.
is everything.
It's locked in.
Yep.
Yeah, I try to do my best on that thing right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know what
I know what
you
you're
know.
saying.
Yo, it's Juliana going with me the whole time. Like how long as you do, how long? I'll do it as long as you're doing it. That's so funny. Anyway, what's popping? What we getting into?
So, Tim, cool thing about YouTube, there is a Q&A feature. So I popped up all the questions our people in the chat are already asking, which is great. So it's literally question after question after question.
Okay, but peep game. This is so dope. Deborah Chandler said Pancake is a recognized surname with origins potentially linked to its name in the Pani, I don't know how to say it, Pane or Panecoic, or I think like Panecoic, Dutch for in the pancake, or farms with flat fields resembling pancakes.
Pancake.
Here's a more detailed explanation. The surname Pancake is believed to be an Americanized form of German or Dutch names like Pfannkuch, Pfannkuch, Pfannkuche,
Oh.
Pankoke, Pankuake,
Okay.
or Panecoke. Okay, pancake. Pancake. Bro is German. Bro is German and Dutch.
Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, sweet. Thank you, Deborah. That I like the etymology. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. All right. What are we dealing with here?
So this is up to you now. This is all the questions from the chat in YouTube. It's literal Q&A, so you can answer anyone you want.
Oh, okay, cool. Can we talk about coworkers saying they're all in, but it's only the same people doing the brunt of the work? Yes.
Woo! Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Smoke right now on Monday. On a Monday at work.
I'm getting flashbacks.
At work. Coworkers right there.
Like right now, listening to that thing. Like.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I think we've all been in this situation, right? Let's be honest. If we're being completely honest, we've been on both sides of this situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like where, okay, I'm all in doing the work, and sometimes I don't want to do none of the work, which means somebody else is picking up the slack, right? And I'm disrespecting them and myself and my employer by doing so. I think the biggest thing, Rodney, that I'm interested in, is if you're one of the people that's doing the brunt of the work, the only reason why those people can get away with that behavior is because nobody's spoken up yet and put them in check. So when you got coworkers that are all in, saying they're all in, but there's only like maybe 5 or 6 people that's doing the brunt of the work, that's because that coworker's getting away with it.
Yeah.
And you have taught him within the culture, or the culture has taught this individual. I'm not saying assigning this to you personally, but the culture has taught this individual there are no consequences for your lack of effort. There are no consequences for you saying one thing and doing another. And so when you have that type of environment, listen, I've been working on this statement, right? In the hood, snitches get stitches. But in the suburbs, snitches get riches.
Oh.
Wait, say that one more time.
Yeah, in the hood, snitches get stitches. But in the suburbs, snitches get riches. In the hood, you snitch, you die. In the suburbs, you snitch, somebody gonna cut their grass. You snitch, people gonna start bringing their trash cans in on time. You snitch,
Right. Wow.
HOA dues are gonna get
Wow.
paid.
Wow.
You snitch, police gonna start rolling through the neighborhood. Like,
Wow.
so, listen, that you know, we can't treat the job like it's the streets. You got people on the job like, man, I ain't no snitch and I ain't gonna say, but bro don't be doing his work. Oh no, nigga, I'm telling. I'm telling, because I can't sit here in this cubicle for 8 hours and take 101 calls coming out of the queue. I used to work in a call center.
Yeah.
And be sitting next to somebody who's gonna barely take 20 calls
Right.
in 8 hours. In 8 hours. And I'm over there. Boom.
Wild.
Welcome to Nissan Motor Acceptance Corporation.
Yeah.
How may I assist you to get that thing? As soon as I clear it out, boom. Welcome to Nissan Motor Acceptance Corporation. May I assist you today? And I look over, Bro's up, standing up in his cubicle, talking to everybody else, walking around. He's on his 4th cup of coffee. He's flirting with girls. He's flirting with boys. Okay. Homie won't sit down and do his damn work. Like, if I ain't gonna let that ride, the next time I go to my performance review, I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, did you know so-and-so? Have you checked his phone logs? I don't think he hold his weight. I'm tired of every time I look up, he up. I take my break on time. I come back on time. We grinding through 80 to 90 to 100 calls a day. I don't even know if bro's doing 25 calls. Check that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's not snitching. I'm at work.
I wish I would have heard this a few years ago.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm at work, I need everybody else to come through and do their work too. We at work together.
Yeah.
This ain't no hangout.
Yeah.
We getting paid to do a doggone job. Do the dang job. And if you're not gonna do the job, dip.
Yeah.
So I take that pretty seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's important. Like, people need to stop dialing it in, phoning it in, just being lazy overall. It makes me itch when somebody don't have a work ethic.
Yeah.
It makes me itch when somebody can't stay on time.
Yeah. Yeah.
When somebody goes over a time limit, I break out in hives. I judge them secretly in my heart. Like, again, that's just discipline. You know what I'm saying? Our show is 3 hours a day. It's not 3.5 hours. It's not 3 hours and 45 minutes. Nor is it 2 hours and 37 minutes. Because we just like, whoa, look at the time. Feels good to you, feels good to me. Let's wrap it up. Nah, the only time that we end early is on Fridays to make space for lunchtime with you. Spend lunch with you. We don't start at 9:15.
Yeah.
We don't start at 9:07 unless we had technical difficulties, and we keep people updated. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep people updated if we have technical difficulties, but we start right at 9.
Yeah.
We get here on time, we lock in, we do what we need to do. Like, that's work ethic.
Yeah. Ooh, and we're kind of beating the stereotype because Latinos are known for always being late.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Latinos work.
No, but there's please, dwellers, help me out. But there's a stereotype on Hispanics that we run on our own time, and there's certain people that, because my dad is always on time. He's punctual. I think it's different, but there's a stereotype out there.
Yeah.
Because
It's the same thing for black people.
Is it okay?
They call it colored people time.
didn't
I don't
know
know
that.
what y'all
Okay.
call it in the Hispanic community, but it's CP time for us. Colored people time. That's what they call
I've
it.
never heard of that.
Yeah, CPT, colored people time.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we beat those stereotypes. Very proud of us.
Listen, I got 7.9% white, Caucasian, from Europe in my DNA, and that's just enough white for me to be on time. It like canceled out my CP time. I don't have it.
Yeah.
I don't have it. You if I say I'm showing up somewhere, I'm there. And if I'm not, I apologize profusely, and you would have known 30 minutes prior that I'm about to be late. It ain't gonna be like 2:57. We were supposed to have a meeting at 3 o'clock, and then I'm hitting you at 3:03 talking about, oh man, I'm running a little late. Chill out for a second.
Oh,
That's disrespectful, man.
low key, low key.
Because then you're training people how to. Okay, I gotta tell you the story.
Yay, story time.
So when I was a young adult pastor, right? I was a young adult pastor. I was at Potter's house, and I had my rule. Dude, I'm 30 years old when I start that job. So, and I used to have Wednesday was my long day. I had 12 appointments on Wednesdays.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy, dog.
Did you sleep when you got home?
Oh, knocked out.
Yeah.
Knocked
That's a
out.
lot.
I barely spoke when I got home.
That's crazy.
That's why the 3 hours is light work.
Yeah.
Because I had 12. I did 12. I should say I did 12 hours. Right? So that was at least 11 people that I met with in 12 hours.
A young adult pastor.
As a young adult pastor.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
That was my long day for counseling.
Wow.
Okay.
I wish more pastors.
Right? So that was my long day. It was like everybody come in, whoever want to meet, whatever. And obviously that's when it's a full day. Sometimes it could be 8 people. Sometimes it could be 9. It was never under 6. Right? So that's 6 hours. Right? Because every person equals an hour. Easy math, right? Well, I told my because I got people that's coming in back to back. It was like Grand Central Station coming in out of my office on Wednesdays. I told my admin, I said, and my first admin, his name was Kaz. Shout out to Kaz. I don't know where you at. I don't know where you at, Kaz Campbell, but I love you, bro.
What up, though?
Yeah, that's my homie for life, man. That was my first admin when I first got hired. That was my dude. Like, can't nobody say nothing wrong to me about Kaz Campbell. Unless he murdered somebody, which you can say something wrong about him. My experience is that he did not murder me.
That's right.
Or anyone I loved. So Kaz is that dude. Anyway, so I used to tell Kaz, hey, if these people are 15 minutes late, once we get to the 15th minute, I don't see them no more.
Yep.
I said if they're a no call and they're a no show, and they just rock up 15 minutes late, I will not see them.
That's even gracious. 15 minutes?
I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what the scenario is. And that's exactly right. 15 minutes is gracious. Because at least we can still get a good 45 minutes in. But after that, nah, we're not doing it, right? So one time, it hit the 15th minute. And my admin comes in and is like, hey, so-and-so's here to meet you. I was like, can't meet with him. We at the 15th minute. I was like, so go tell him I can't meet with him. So I walk out. The admin walks out to go tell him, I'm so sorry. He's not going to be able to meet with you. You're going to have to reschedule. And as they're talking to the person, I walk across to go to the restroom. And they're like, but he's right there. I didn't even turn around and say nothing to him.
So they felt the heat. They felt the tension.
I'm teaching you how to treat me.
Yep.
You're not going to disrespect my time. You ain't late to your dentist appointment. You ain't late to your doctor's appointment. You ain't late to the movies. You see the opening scene at the movies? They give you a buffer of previews. The movie don't start. Do they not?
No,
do they not?
Right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It's about 15 minutes of previews. 10, 15 minutes. So you ain't gonna do me any less than you do any other establishment or environment. I got priorities and I got boundaries, and I'm not gonna let you encroach upon them. So I have left meetings. I've driven off. I've clicked out of Zoom calls. 15th minute, bye.
Yeah.
I hung out there. I'll literally screenshot it and send it to Eunice. My face next to a window, waiting for host. Nigga, I'm out. Signing off.
Yep. And did you have an experience where they did communicate that they were running late? You still met with them, or you were scheduled? Can you remember?
Yeah. If they tell me, hey, I apologize, I for whatever, it don't matter. At least give me the decency of emailing me or calling my admin or texting me, hey bro, I'm running a little late. Yeah. Okay, now I'm not just sitting here thinking you're irresponsible and you ain't got no doggone manners. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't reach out at all, and literally, I don't care who you are. I don't care. I will chunk deuces. I really don't care.
Now I have a question from the other side. Support staff. Support staff.
Yeah.
The people that make it happen for you and your peers of influence.
Absolutely.
Do we have the same rules? Can we stand on that energy, or is it like, well, we gotta wait on the talent? Thoughts?
Oh no, yeah. With talent, like well, you gotta, for us specifically.
No, I'm talking about like at a shoot with anybody, like as a support staff. Obviously, us is different, bro. Like there is a dynamic here where we're family. Yeah. And right, like, it's different.
But we respect each other too.
We always respect each other.
Yeah. We don't take advantage of each other or take each other for granted.
We'll message each other at 11 o'clock at night just to let you know.
Absolutely. Here's a situation. I'm not gonna be here. Blah blah blah. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
I just know there's a lot of people in support roles that are in the chat, whether they're admins, they're creatives, they're assistants. I would love to hear your thoughts on that.
In those roles, they are supporting the talent, right? Yes. They need to let that talent know, this is how I work. Either you're going to support my work or you're not going to support my work. Let me give you a perfect example.
Beautiful.
Eunice is my admin. She sets my calendar. When she sets my calendar, whatever she sets, I do. I do not come behind Eunice and tell her, nah, find another day. The moment I do that, I depower her. If I've empowered her to run my life on the calendar outside of my family, then when she sets a date, I just show up. That's why I tell people this conversation, like if I got to meet with somebody and we're chopping it up, I said this conversation is not official until Eunice knows. Because until Eunice puts it on my calendar, what we just talked about doesn't exist. When I was in DC, somebody was like, hey, I want you to come in and I want you and your wife come and do a singles thing. Come talk to our married couples. How much does it cost? What's your honorarium? I said, Eunice knows that. Oh, come on. You can't even tell me the approximation. I said, Eunice knows that. Well, the dates, how do they look on your calendar? Eunice knows that. We would want you over 3 days and blah, 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 blah. Eunice does that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
If I've empowered her and I'm giving her the resources to run my life in that way, why would I come behind her and then just be saying, hey, Eunice, I hooked up with this dude and put this on the calendar, blah, 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 blah. Nah, she runs my life. And she gets to say, she put something on my calendar for today, 3:30. I bet you I'm on that call. She put it on my calendar. She takes stuff off my calendar. She not only approves engagements for me, she denies them. I don't come behind her and say, man, why did you deny that? I would have went. You shouldn't have given her the power to do. So she'll just say, hey, this person wanted you to come. I declined. You can't go. I think you're going to see your son at theater that night. All money ain't good money. I don't care how much money it is.
Shout out Miss Eunice, and she's empowered. You've empowered her, and she protects your time.
Yes,
it's really dope.
Yep.
Eunice ain't gonna have me out here running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Very intentional.
Yeah, that's my homie right there. So I just think in support roles, even in the creative space, it's good to let people know that you're working with. Hey, I run. Here are my hours. This is how I run. Here's how we're invoiced. If there's going to be an issue, please let us know up front, because we might have to decline. Or if you give them all the boundaries, here's the last thing I'll say about this. If you give them all the boundaries, you start working with them, they break half of them, right?
It's duly noted, right? Hey, I'm gonna finish this work, and consider them a one and done client.
There you go.
When they call back for your services, you let them know, we won't be available to work with you on this project. Oh well, just whenever you're available. We really liked your work before. Oh, let me clarify. We will not be working with you as a client anymore.
That's so good.
The experience that we had with you the first time let us know that we're not a good fit for each other.
That's so
Beautiful.
good.
And if you really want to be hella diplomatic and put hot coals on their heads, here's we've done the research and here's 3 other recommendations for companies that might be able to do your
Tim,
work.
that's
That's a
so
very
good.
kind thing to do, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I won't be working with you no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, and that's just self-respect.
That is.
I'm like,
That is. You got to
yeah.
respect yourself.
Yep.
All these people, there's a reason why there's a lot of people in the entertainment industry, in the service industry, in the creative industry. They feel like hoes. They feel like prostitutes. Well, that's the way you should feel when you've been selling yourself out.
Wow.
Ooh, I know you're helping people right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah.
You've been hoeing yourself out.
Oh yeah.
And so yes, of course you feel like a hoe if you've been treated like one.
Yeah.
If the interaction felt like used, like you just felt like this was use. I was used in this situation. And I gave him a discount to use me. Man, I'm just saying, you are teaching people how to treat you whether you use words or not. I'm just saying
Oh,
use
that's
your
so
words.
good, Tim. So good.
I ain't hoeing myself out.
We need to clip this for the creatives.
For
This is
anybody,
so
in
good.
any
Yeah,
field.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ministry, that goes for everything, man. You don't get to know. Listen, I have literally preached at churches that I have counted out 157 wrinkled dollars. Like it looked like I was a daytime stripper. They put the money in an envelope. 157 mushed, rinked up, balled up dollars, right? Cash and coin. It's like $157 in cash, and then maybe another $7.43 in coin. Quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies. No joke. And I have sat, when Julia and I used to live in our 1-bedroom apartment, I would literally count all that money out and get a deposit slip and take it to Bank of America and drop it off. And okay, cool. That this was like a small church, youth group. This is how they get. You can't have a lights, camera, action church and you give me $500. Stop. The LED wall costs more. Y'all not gonna play with me.
Oof.
I used to be a lead pastor.
Oof.
I know how much all this costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I can roughly guesstimate per capita based on what neighborhood this church is in and how many people attend, what your tithes and offering are. And if this is an annual conference, if you don't have this budget set aside for this conference and you called me, you can't afford me. Don't call me again. And don't get offended when I don't decline, because you had all year to save up for this. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh my God, that's really out of our budget. Please, you saved up for your vacation. You saved up and got these lights that point at this stage. You saved up the money and budgeted and got that LED screen. I know how much that cost. So I would rather you tell me you don't think I'm worth my honorarium.
Oof.
Just tell me we don't think you're worth it. Tell me that and I'll believe that. What I won't believe is that's out of your budget.
Wow.
It's not out of your budget. Just tell me you can't afford me, and that's fine. And I'll give you somebody that I've discipled that will come in here and give you amnesia to me. Because I've raised some good ones. So I can bring somebody in here that's going to come do a great job. Ain't nobody sweating it. If I'm out of your range, just don't reach for me. Don't reach for people that are out of your range. And stop asking people to do stuff for a discount or for free.
Crazy.
You are not at the Dollar Tree. When you're at the Dollar Tree and something costs $10, That's when you should lift up the item and go, what are you doing? Why is this $10? I'm at the Dollar Tree. But don't go to the Louis Vuitton store
That part.
and be like, why is this $1,000?
That part.
So I'm just,
No, that's so good, Tim.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, that's that. I like talking about that. I like talking about that kind of stuff in this hour, because it's that kind of stuff gets me going.
And it's so helpful. I literally have like 10 people in mind that I'm like, need to hear this. That work for the church.
Tell
I'm
them.
like, you need to hear this and you need to leave.
Yeah. Yes.
Like
Churches be
wild.
taking advantage of people.
Bro, don't get me started.
and be using God's name
Mm-hmm.
as the out. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know we're a ministry. You know we're just doing this for the Lord. Nah, bro. So you want $5,000 worth of video and audio, and you want this incredible package on the other side, and you want to pay $300 for it? You're cheap.
The wildest thing.
You're cheap.
That's wild. That's wild.
Man. Yeah, man. I'm just
And the craziest things I've heard is they're like, oh, you're not content? Go just do more volunteer work. Besides, like, apart from your job, go volunteer. And you'll find contentment and joy. I'm like, what?
oh man.
What?
That's just terrible. Go. It's just, I can't do it. All right, let me just rep St. Patrick's Day real quick for all of my Irish people that's out there in the building. Y'all know every year the Chicago River turns green for its annual St. Patrick's Day celebration. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
They dye the river green. Yeah. They dye the
Wow.
river green. And thousands of people come out for the St. Patty's Day parade. Like, you see?
Oh,
The river is literally green.
wow.
Okay. Thousands lined the river and packed bridges Saturday and erupted in cheers as members of the Chicago Journeyman Plumbers Union Local 130 sprayed dye into the water from boats, carrying on a tradition they began some 63 years ago. The dyeing immediately precedes the annual downtown St. Patrick's Day parade. The day, which falls on Monday this year, celebrates Irish culture. St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland and is credited with having brought Christianity there in the 5th century. The dye is non-toxic. While the river stays bright for several hours, some trace of color can remain for days. The second St. Patrick's Day parade was scheduled for Sunday on Chicago's South Side. That's going in.
Oh, yeah. That looks like so much fun.
Does it harm the fish?
I already started looking up the fish.
Well, you said it was non-toxic.
Yeah, it's non-toxic. It doesn't seem like it would hurt the fish, but I don't know.
They look a little dead to me.
They look a little green.
But are those? But like you gotta make sure you're getting like
We're gonna go to
that's not like catfish news,
Right?
because the catfish news is like real.
Duh.
Talking like MySpace. Got a confirm response.
Haha, nah.
That is, yeah. Chat is definitely one of us now. The green dye they dump in the Chicago River for St. Patrick's Day doesn't kill the fish. It's actually a vegetable dye, a vegetable-based dye that's been used for decades. The city and environmental groups make sure it's non-toxic and safe for wildlife, but it does make the river look like something out of a cartoon. It's true. Es verdad.
What about the water in Flint, Michigan? No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Y'all want to make sure that the water is good for the fish in that place, but you won't help the people.
Have y'all forgot about Flint?
My bad. My bad.
I mean, say
My
that,
bad,
Derek.
Tim.
Say that.
Have y'all forgot about Flint? Please don't tell me you forgot about Flint. Please don't tell me you forgot about Flint. Hey,
Ain't no future
don't
in the
forget
front.
about Flint. Hey, don't forget about Flint. They only want some water in 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 Flint. They only want clean water in Flint.
Take a shower.
They only want clean water in Flint.
Don't shower.
They only want clean water in Flint.
Don't swim.
They want it on clean water in
Don't
Flint.
go to Hurricane Harbor.
Nobody wants brown water in Flint.
Stay away.
Nobody wants brown water in Flint.
You gotta go.
Nobody wants nobody wants.
Flint,
Yeah,
Flint,
I stumbled.
Hey,
Flint, Flint, Flint.
hey, hey.
What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot going on.
I love it.
Too much going on.
You love us.
I do this. You sound like a 7-year-old. You love us, and there is nothing that you can do about it except just love us because you love us. So funny, yo. Hey, the San Antonio River is green today too.
Oh, nice.
They've been doing it since 1969. Wow.
Oh, 1969.
Yeah,
I
That's
didn't
a
know.
lot of years.
I didn't know they was repping St. Patty down there too.
that's crazy.
But they doing it. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm 1% Irish. I'm like
1%?
Yeah, 1%.
Wow.
I'm like I should know that stuff. I should know my background, right?
1%?
Yeah, 1%.
That means you just should. If you're only 1% Irish, you should just know something's green.
Right?
You don't have to know the river's green. You don't have to know trees are green. You just got to be able to identify the color green. And it's like, oh, she's in. It's 1%. We can't expect anything more from her. Yeah, that's really, really funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
People getting arrested and faded on the news. Like I've seen so many people in Greenville. That's a Dallas thing, right? Greenville is
East Dallas,
yeah, East Dallas. That's like the bar spot here.
There's a lot of bars and restaurants.
Yeah. So there was just a bunch of people getting arrested. Getting
Really?
faded.
Over the
Getting
weekend?
faded.
Wow.
Getting faded. Yeah. Everybody's like, and everybody's quick to like pull out their phone and tape everybody getting arrested, but no one want to try to defuse it. No one want to try to be cool. Everybody's like world stars. Like people getting
That's
arrested.
so funny.
That's
know.
really crazy, man.
Wow.
There was people going around like, what's St. Patrick's Day to mean to you? And everybody's like, we're getting drunk. Let's get faded. Alcohol. I'm like, wow. That used to be me.
Yo, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, Key says, oh, wait a minute. Salin, still curious about Tim's thought on the wife allegedly murdering her husband while they were on a mission trip in Angola. Wait a minute. Can somebody
We're gonna pull it up on ChatGPT. 1 second. And what's the name?
please pull that up?
Angola? Mission trip?
Confirming it's on the
Like
way.
mission trip. That's wild to me.
Somebody, Julie, start rapping while
Okay. My brain almost went there. My brain almost went there.
Hey,
and I
if
was like,
it-
Julie, you don't know how to rap, girl. Sit. Sit
I
down.
think you should just let your brain take over because maybe you gotta
No, I'm scared.
maybe your brain has a hot 16 you don't know about. You're from Jersey. Maybe there's something your brain's been trying to get off his chest, and you just keep blocking it.
I don't know.
You might have a whole album in there. You don't even know about
I
it.
don't know. I guess we'll try next time.
Next
It's too
time.
late now.
And go. That's the next time. Not a brain freeze. Julie's eyes just went.
What?
It's hilarious. Do we have any information on this thing?
it's coming. It's taking long.
No worries.
We're en route.
We're en route.
Brandy Eminger wants to know about Robert Morris's indictment. It appears that Oklahoma DA found a way around the statute of limitations. Listen, it's that thing sank my battleship. I mean, my whole heart sank. This is such a terrible situation for everybody involved. I know it's been excruciating for Cindy. I know the Morris family is going through it. I can't imagine how Robert and Debbie feel. I will say this: when I read just the headline of it, the first thought I had was, the DA of Oklahoma. Here's the way it landed on me, and again, I'm not close to the details of it all, but I felt like the way it landed on me was It was like the DA said, "Hey, Cindy, we're going to do for you what your daddy didn't."
Oh, my heart. My heart.
That's how it landed on me.
Wow.
Like, we're going to do for you
Mm.
what your daddy didn't.
Mm.
And I don't know all the details of how they're getting around the statute of limitations and all that kind of stuff. But for a multi-county grand jury to indict,
Mm-hmm.
they are trying to send a message that we don't care how long ago this was, there are consequences for messing with our children. And again, as a survivor, I respect it. I respect it. It hurts. Obviously, I'm holding the tension of Robert has been my mentor and a damn good spiritual dad to me, and incredibly generous to me, protective of me, all the things. And justice is going to have to be met. And so it is a see, when you're not connected to any of these people, it's easy to just be like, oh, another pastor fell, right? But when you have relational equity and you have history and you've been a part of the church, Gateway is, as long as I've been in Texas, I've only been a part of 3 churches. Well, technically 4 now because we attend Cross Church now. But in terms of like my formative years, 20s and 30s, it was Potter's House and Gateway. Bishop Jakes is in the news for a whole bunch of stuff. Robert Morris has been in the news for this. I served under both those men. Both those men mentored me, discipled me, and I got so much good out of them. I didn't get any of this stuff that's coming out of that's coming out now. And this is the part of the tension that we don't want to hold with humans because we want to either make them good or bad. Right? But there's some people low-key still bumping R. Kelly. And if you dare frown your face, they'll be like, oh, well, that nigga's in prison for that, but this song knocks. Well, okay, this person might need to go to prison, but that sermon got me through. 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
Y'all still reading the Psalms. David killed his homie and knocked down his wife and got her pregnant. Y'all still reading Psalm 23. I'm just going.
That part. Tim, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah. It's the neck for me.
So good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you, if you can't hold that tension, you know, human beings are more than one thing.
Yeah.
And if I may ask Tim, just your perspective, because there will be some people that still don't want to dig deep, even with the statements you've just shared. What is the beauty in holding tension with humanity and spirituality? There's all these things. We are believers in Jesus.
Yeah.
And we're also human.
Yep.
We love the Psalms of David, and homeboy did knock up someone else's wife and killed hubby.
Absolutely.
What's the beauty in holding tension when you can have that power?
The beauty is you can accept the narrative of a person and thank God for the good parts while you lament the bad parts. As opposed to just writing a narrative that this whole person's life sucks or this person is just bad through and through. No. We make decisions that have consequences both positively and negatively. We display ourselves in a certain way that under investigation and scrutiny may hold up or may not hold up. If it does hold up, amen. If it doesn't hold up, hey, man. Right? We get to call you on your BS. If I'm saying I'm a man of vulnerability and I live my lifestyle this way, and then y'all find out I am not who I said I am, you have the right to be like, hey, dude, you haven't been living what you've been talking. Question is, can you at least admit that what I was saying was the truth? Right? Yes, there may be duplicity. Yes, there may be hypocrisy. And what I was saying was actually true. Even if I couldn't follow through with it or didn't want to follow through with it in my own life. It is absolutely good practice for a doctor to tell you you should not smoke. There's actually doctor's warnings on cigarettes. There are health warnings on cigarettes. You should not smoke. How many doctors do you know that smoke? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So two things can be true. And I've lived long enough to know just because you call yourself a believer in Jesus Christ, I don't put that much value in you being good outside of you being submitted to the Holy Spirit and allowing him to lead and guide you every single day. If you are not led and guided by the Holy Spirit every single day, you're going to be just like a sinner, except you think Jesus Christ is Lord. Sorry. Because in your flesh, Paul said, dwells no good thing. There's no good thing coming out of your flesh. And so all these reports that come out about people I know,
Right.
not some tabloid like, oh, another pastor fell, blah, blah, blah. I know that person. Yes. I've had dinner with that person. That person may have to go to jail now. I've been at that person's house. That person has mentored me and told me what to do and what not to do. I followed their advice. Their advice worked. God blessed it. And now they may be indicted and they might have to go to jail. And they'll have to go to jail for what they did to that person. And I will cry. Not just for him, for her.
Yeah.
I'll probably be crying more for her than for him because I'll be so happy she got justice. If that's what she's been living with and the courts find out that that's the truth and we actually go through a process, he's brought up on the charges, he's indicted, he goes to court, they have the trial, and he's indicted, justice would have been served. I'm not going to be praying, oh, Lord, don't let it happen and blah, 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 blah. If you did it, you did it. My brother did 11 years in the pen. I visited homie in the pen. So it ain't nothing to me. I'll go see Robert in the pen. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And that doesn't mean I condone what he did. It just means my brother did 11 years. I don't have to divulge what he did, but he did 11 years in the state pen. I went to go visit him because two things can be true.
Yeah.
You're a convicted felon and you need to go to prison, and you're still my brother, and I'm going to come visit you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring your daughter to see you too.
Yeah.
And we did that. So I'm just saying, like, y'all gotta be, y'all just gonna have to excuse me for holding tension with people that I've done life with.
Yes.
I'm not erasing the 13 and a half years I've had at the Potter's house. Thomas Dexter Jakes is my spiritual father. If something comes out on him that is true, he'll have to deal with that. If it is false, it will go away. Robert Morris is my spiritual dad. I got 2 of them and never had to leave the Metroplex. I won the lottery twice. Great men of God, great faith. Ain't perfect, never said they were. And if this comes out on him and he got to go to prison, damn, that sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not throwing away his sermons.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet you I don't throw away his sermons. I'm still reading his books.
Yeah. I still have his books too.
I'm still going to read them. I got a whole library of Bishop Jake's sermons. I bet you I don't throw them away. Not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it because two things can't be true.
And man, proximity is everything. It's crazy how proximity makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been in these people's homes.
Yeah. Yeah.
These people mentored me. These people discipled me. These people gave me good advice.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I was a young adult pastor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the executive pastor liaison to the right hand of the blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So all this, oh my God, that's like saying you work for Tesla. You should have known Elon Musk was going to do what he did to the DOJE, right? Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I work at Tesla. I put a door on a Model Y. What are you talking about? I should know this thing over here. Like okay. Y'all don't know everything your parents did.
Facts. Facts.
Your mama was a ho before she met your daddy and stayed married to him for 42 years. Everybody done seen that. But you don't know that.
Right.
Right? So now you think your mom is like the greatest thing of all time until you get to the high school reunion. Her 40th high school reunion. And they're like, yo, mama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They said her milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
And they're like,
It's better than yours.
oh my goodness, Tim. I don't know. We probably don't have time for this, but a IT Gateway ex-employee leaked a conversation between Cindy and Robert years ago, back in 2005, and I want to process it out with you. I don't know if we have time, but or maybe we can do it off the camera and maybe talk about it tomorrow.
No, you already brought it up.
Okay.
What is you talking about?
Well, it's this big article of just like them going back and forth. Like it gave me more context because I thought what was being told to me was that she was reaching out years ago and they were kind of ignoring her, but there was a conversation between Robert, Debbie, and Cindy, and she was seeking money for damages,
Right.
for her therapy. Like,
Correct.
homegirl was like,
Yes.
you please pay for my therapy at
50
least.
grand.
Yeah.
50 grand. Pay
Yeah.
for my therapy. Yep.
Yeah, and he was just like, to summarize it, he was like, I don't feel right, like giving you money. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I have to find I have the article.
You could just
here,
paraphrase it. It won't. It's not a.
But anyway,
it
it
won't
was-
be criminal to paraphrase.
Yeah, it's just like, to me, what it sounded like, he was choosing integrity. Like, he was just like, he was trying, at the end of the conversation, he was like, okay, put a price on it. And nothing ever happened. But in that conversation, like, what I saw a little bit in Robert was integrity. Like, he was trying to do right by her.
Mm-hmm.
But then the way that the article ends sucks because it doesn't give me like a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Because she never got money. Anyways, that gave me kind of like a different take on Robert, because it looked, in that conversation between him and Cindy, it looked like he was trying to make it right,
Yeah.
but it never happened. So,
Well.
and I wish he was vulnerable back, like when she first came. Like, I wonder how his life would have been so different if she came and he's like, oh, I just gotta share, because I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'll say this, because we could, woulda, coulda, shoulda all
Yeah,
day.
true. You're right.
Here, but I'll say this. This is gonna be strong. Okay.
Yeah.
I would have much rather Robert like been fully dealt with in this situation, however it was going to happen, when it was found out, and we never know his name, and we never got Gateway Church.
Oh, I still feel that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would much rather that Because then none of us
Yeah.
are talking about this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if he has to do time back then, or if it's probation, or if it's whatever, it's. I'd rather we never get Gateway Church, and I never know who Robert Morris is, and because here's the thing: has God ever depended on one man to do anything?
Nope.
Saul disobeyed, and he was like, "I already got his. I already don't like Solomon. Samuel was crying over him, and God was like, "Stop crying over him. I already got his replacement.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
I already found a guy that's after who. I already found a man that's after my own heart. Go to Jesse's house. Like, and let me give a shout out to House of David once again.
Fire.
That series is spectacular. I'm enjoying it so much. It is like, oh my gosh, it is so dope. But like God always got somebody else.
Yeah, that's so good, Tim.
So
That's
the whole
really
thing
good.
of like, but we would have never had this ministry, and God would have raised up somebody else, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't even thought about
You're
him.
so right. You're so right.
So that's the thing. What I hate the most is that at the age and stage that this happened, it wasn't just addressed and resolved right there, so that this never has to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this is where we are.
Yeah. Thank you for your feedback, Tim.
I love you, girl.
I love you. Appreciate you.
10:07, 7 minutes after the 10 o'clock hour. Y'all hear the music. You know we wide open. These phone lines are wide open. All across the world, we wide open. Hey, 7 minutes past the 10 o'clock hour. I'm glad we talked about that. I'm glad we got into that a little bit. I hope that helps everybody understand how we are to hold space for people, hold attention for people. And when you've interacted with people, don't let whatever happened in the news make you like come off what you got to say about them. Because again, two things can be true.
And you can have
so
your own
good.
thought.
Yeah.
You don't have to let a party, a group, a YouTuber decide how you believe and think.
Come on,
please use your
preach.
voice. You can
Preach,
use your
Hector.
voice.
Come on, Hector.
And you notice we don't do reaction videos.
Yep.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't sitting up here dedicating 3 hours
Yep.
to one topic.
We didn't game plan this last 10-minute segment.
Yeah,
Nope.
nah.
We
man.
just answered it because somebody asked in the Q&A.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. Who's our first caller?
Our first caller is going to be Hannah Horst. Oh, she just clicked 1 second. We're about to make this happen. I'm calling her back. Hilariously enough, Tim, how this worked out, this is my sister-in-law. So you're talking to a
Aw.
Tilton.
She looks like Rachel.
That's your
This is
sister-in-law?
my sister-in-law, Hannah Horst. It just happened. Beautiful timing. It worked out, and she is in the Discord calling now.
Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
She's so
How you
cute.
doing?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
What's going on?
Just hanging out, lots of stuff. It's
Ye-
spring break here, so
That's
we're
right.
having fun.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, why did you call today? What's going on?
Yeah, so we were having a conversation, Hector, Rachel, and I, and it got pretty deep. So I thought this would be a kind of a cool conversation and thought to throw out there just to get your perspective too.
Absolutely.
One thing, so my husband and I are church planters and we're pastors. And one thing that we've really been wrestling with is just how to walk with people through this gender confusion that's happening within the next coming generations. And so a thought that has been occurring to me that I'm trying to work through is, in my observation, it feels like the church culture has created such small boxes of what a man should be and what a woman should be. And if people don't feel like they fit in those boxes, culture has provided an answer for them. And so we see this move towards the spectrum of gender rather than I'm a man and a woman and this is how God created me, because of these small boxes that church culture has put people in. And that's just some things that I'm working through of just how do we walk with people through that if they don't feel like they fit into those boxes. There is freedom in Jesus, but what does
Right.
that look like as far as gender?
Yeah. So I'm curious. what have you found to be in your experience the limited boxes that the church has put male and females in?
Sure. It's just even simple things of like, oh, a man can't do that or a woman can't do that. So just things like a man should be the provider and the woman should stay home and stay with the kids, and neither of those things are bad things.
Correct.
But when we make it like this is what a man should be and what a woman should be, and if a woman wants to have a career, she feels that guilt and shame of, oh, but I need to stay home with the kids and I need to be a homemaker rather than doing what she feels called to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think we talked about last week on one of the shows that I don't like, or I think it was on here, that I don't like going to men's conferences.
That was last week's stream.
Yeah, was that last week?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't like going to men's conferences, Hannah, because I don't even fit the definition of manhood for the person that they're inviting to the conference. They're like, we're gonna have F1 cars in the parking lot, and we're gonna do axe throwing.
Yeah, I've seen that too, where I feel like every man's conference is like, we're forged in the fire, and we're like,
yeah, we're ascending Mordor to go fight Lord Sauron, and I'm over here like, hey guys, I just want to have Bible study. Like, I don't have any calluses on my hands at all. Like everything that all of my work is from the neck up. I think about everything, right? I'm not the labor guy, you know? And so, yeah, that tough man stuff is like, I'm a creative. I'm artistic. I'm whimsical. I'm in touch with my feminine side. I'm emotional. I cry, right? And so I don't want to sound like freaking Thor in Asgard at a man's conference. Come on, guys, it's the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, Jesus. It's just so exhausting. So I agree with that. Do you feel like that turns in that is okay? So I'm trying to visualize what you're saying. Are you saying for the people that are coming from the outside in, they don't see where they can fit, or are you talking about from the inside out?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's both. I've seen both, where people come in and they don't feel like they have a place because there's such like a emphasis on men's ministry and women's ministry, but neither of those are what they feel like they belong in. And then I think from the inside out too, I think people kind of get trapped in these boxes and they feel stifled, or they feel like just very uncomfortable because that's not really who they are.
Yeah. So what are you looking for today? Like what do you, is there a question, or is it just more like you need to vent, process? Like where are we at?
I think it's just processing and hearing from different perspectives, because I think I've had conversations like this with other people, and it's just I enjoy getting other people's perspective and just like helping me process through this as a pastor. Like, how can I do better for people who are coming in the doors of my church?
Absolutely. So at Embassy City, our we did have days and events for men. We had events for women, but overall, Hannah, I really focused more on just making disciples, right? Mm-hmm. Like not making it about singles ministry, married stuff, like just more of like, hey, if I can just make you a disciple, then the Holy Spirit is gonna clarify the way He wants you to execute the purpose of making disciples, right? And that is a discipleship is, to me, genderless, right? In terms of like, if I'm going to make you a mature disciple of Jesus Christ, it's not like I'm making disciples differently of women than I'm making of men.
Sure.
Right? I'm making a disciple. Go make disciples of all nations, telling people about me everywhere, right? And
Yeah.
so I disciple men and women, and I disciple them exactly the same. I talk to them exactly the same.
Mhm.
Right? I'm not like being more gentle for the women and then like, you're a man, right? And so I think that's probably one of the biggest things I would say based on what you're talking about. I think the other thing
Yeah.
is the church, small C church, America's done a number on us in terms of sex and sexuality, and we don't
Yeah.
talk about it without stuttering. Like we can't say penis and vagina without sniggling like a seventh grader
Absolutely.
or stuttering like a nervous parent trying to talk to their kids about the birds and the bees. Like nobody just
Absolutely.
addresses it normally. We don't bring up stuff. I was at a men's conference yesterday, and I was talking about my porn addiction, and I was in the 80s, right? And so like I had to hunt for porn.
Absolutely.
And I said I didn't have Pornhub in my pocket. And like 2/3 of the room locked up. I could feel it. Like, oh. And I'm looking at these niggas like, y'all don't know that Pornhub is a thing? Like Fox News has talked about Pornhub. Are we're gonna feign ignorance now? You know what I mean? So like we won't like we're supposed to be wise as serpents and as gentle as doves, and we're not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. One of Satan's devices is Pornhub. Why don't we just say that? Instead of going, they got these illicit sites out there. Right? I would never tell anybody, hey, why don't you go to Nickerson Gardens at 3:00 in the morning and say that you're gang affiliated. I would never tell anybody to do that, right? I would actually warn them, hey, don't go to Nickerson Gardens. When the sun sets, don't go to Nickerson Gardens. Hell, when the sun's up, don't go to Nickerson Gardens. Unless you know somebody that lives there and the people that live there know the person you're referring to, don't go to Nickerson Gardens, right? You just, right? Hey, don't get caught up. There's some scams going on in society. If you see an email that comes through that looks like it's from Chase Bank, it's not from Chase Bank, right? It's from somebody in Jamaica that's trying to get you into a scam, right? If I'm not trying to get, these are just scams that are just in society right now. So the enemy has scams too. Pornography is one of them. And we're not going to talk about it. I'm not going to tell you where to look out for it. I'm not going to give you the list. Oh, well, you don't want to give them a list because you're going to put it in their mind to go look at it. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, and when crack came out in the 80s, there was a journalist that decided to do crack to see what was so addictive about it. Oh, and she wound up losing her journalistic credentials because now she was a crack addict. We got to tell people what's going on. And so I think if we normalize sex and sexuality as a narrative within the church, because, oh, by the way, God created it. If we normalize sex between a man and a woman, because, oh, by the way, God created it for a man and a woman. If we stop disclaiming and apologizing for everything that we preach that's in the Bible, because, oh, by the way, these are our boundaries, then I think we would actually be maturing people and helping people make informed decisions on if they want to be a believer in Jesus Christ or not. I do not believe in whitewashing the church of its boundaries and fidelity to God and Scripture just to get a person to come through the doors. I'd rather stay at 82-member church and everybody know up front that if you become a believer in Jesus Christ, your life is going to change drastically. And based on what you've exposed yourself to prior to coming to a relationship with Jesus Christ, you might have a dogfight in front of you to literally be transformed into the image of the risen Savior. So like discipleship is my default setting. I love making disciples. And I love making disciples with them understanding that it has to be a choice. that they're not going to even be able to follow through with without the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So, if the church stops the whole gender thing and then stops the whole, we want to placate to everybody, we want everybody to feel comfortable. I don't see that. I can't get through the Bible. I can't get through a read through the Bible from Genesis to Revelation and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that rant helped at all, but you got me going.
No, it's really just confirming a lot of things, because I've known for a long time that there's a serious lack of sexual discipleship within the church, of just talking through not the do's and don'ts of sex and sexuality, but why God created it and how he created it and the beauty of why he created it.
That's right.
Pretending like single people don't have sexuality, because they do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we are sexual creatures. We are born, we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and our sex and our sexuality is a part of our identity. It is not the whole identity. It's not the totality of our identity. It's part of our identity. And all of us, hetero and homo alike, have predispositions and proclivities and desires and wants. And that is all indigenous to the human. If we don't normalize that, I was telling a guy yesterday, Saturday at the men's conference, because there was a young man, he's 24 years old. He came out of the LGBTQIA plus lifestyle, gave his life to Jesus. He was I think he might have been a cross-dresser as well. And makeup, wigs, the whole nine. And he's freed and married and has a child, and obviously still has those desires. And so we're calibrating the conversation around our desires and the fact that at whether hetero or homosexual, we have to honor what Scripture says about how we express our sexuality. Heterosexual attraction is not a sin. Homosexual attraction is not a sin. Our reactions to those attractions can be sinful.
Yeah.
If a heterosexual is attracted to the opposite sex, entertains that individual, and has sex with him, they are in sin because they're not married.
Yeah.
If a homosexual is attracted to the same sex and has sex with that individual, they are in sin because that's not the way God has given us permission to express ourselves sexually.
Yeah.
So I can be in love with a man. I can be really in love with a man. I just can't have sex with him.
Yeah.
That's the boundary. The boundary is not being in love with the man. The boundary is boning the man. Right? The woman can be madly, wildly in love with the other woman. She just can't have sex with that woman. The end. She cannot eat her cat. She can't do it. And when we can start talking like this normally, I'm not saying that's for a Sunday morning, but when our small groups, right? When our Monday through Friday little small groups can get that real, then we'll be getting somewhere. Until then, we're still tiptoeing, we're still eggshelling, and we're still going to be wondering, why are these people so secret, and how come we had to catch them in this behavior? How come they didn't feel like they could trust us? Because we kept talking in code. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is.
There it is.
Hannah, I'm glad you called in. I'm like, I didn't even know I needed to get that out. That was cathartic for me.
And Hannah, I don't know, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I know you just made a really big move with our beautiful family. You're out there now in Iowa, and you have this crazy new role that you feel like the Lord has called you and Brandon, your husband, onto. I don't know if you wanted to just give some context to Tim. It might help the convo a little bit so he can get an understanding of where you are.
Sure. So Brandon and I were family pastors for about 9 years in Washington, D.C., and got called to plant a church in Des Moines, Iowa. So we moved our 4 kids out here and planted a church in partnership with some really good friends who are campus missionaries on Drake University, which is a very spiritually oppressed place. And so we said yes to that and are being obedient, and God has really been rewarding that. But we are also, I'm a foster care missionary and chaplain, and so we're really have this desire to help the foster care system here as well. And so we're reaching different parts of Des Moines, and it's a very young millennial area. So that's one of the reasons why this is such a huge topic for us.
For sure.
We want to walk with people through that in a way that is honoring to God, but also is powerful in their lives, helping them just find the freedom that they need from all the confusion. And so, yeah, I hope that gives some context. But.
I appreciate you, Hannah. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so I'm going to submit one thing to you. And just to think about, process. I personally stay away from the term confusion.
Okay.
And the reason why I do is because most of the people that are in the LGBTQIA plus community would say that they're not confused.
Sure. Yeah.
And I absolutely believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was born in sin, shaping in iniquity. I wasn't confused about nothing I was doing. Right? And so, and there's enough research. I've never argued with anybody about their attraction, because as a believer, I know that if I'm born in sin and shaping in iniquity,
mm-hmm.
I have the proclivity of acting out everything.
Yep.
There are some people that will say, I feel confused.
Sure.
That's a case by case. If that person feels like they're struggling with their identity and they feel confused, like I'll say it for that person. I won't say it for the whole community.
Absolutely.
Because the community as a whole, there is solidarity, and they feel like this is my life and I am owning it, and y'all can go to hell. Y'all trying to tell me I'm going to hell? Y'all can go to hell, right? And so I just know that in some circles that can be offensive to them.
Yeah.
And so but I am so proud of you for like stepping into, like, I don't know why the church thinks it's so messy. I just feel like you're stepping in the direction Jesus stepped in when he jumped on earth. Yeah. Right? Like, he gets baptized by his cousin John, and he doesn't go to the synagogue and go, hey, what are you guys out here reading the Torah? I want to do a Q&A session for 3 hours and see what your interpretations are. Like, Jesus went straight to the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Jesus is going into the highways, byways, the bushes and the shrubs. He's talking to people that are lame and sick, and he's at the pool of Bethesda. He's like nowhere near the institutions of higher learning and where all the Pharisees are and where all the scribes are and the leaders of the Sanhedrin. And I just feel like y'all are stepping right in the direction of where Jesus would be stepping, and it's so dope. I'm actually low-key jelly because I wanted when God told us to plant a church, I wanted to go to either Miami or LA. Because I wanted to be in a secular area. And I had to plant in the Bible Belt, which was like, ew. Like, I don't want to be around people that think they already know Jesus. But that was my assignment for 7 years, was to convince people that were going to church for a lifetime that they had never met Yeshua.
Mm.
And so anyway, I'm super hyped for you, and
thank you.
My blessings all over you and your husband and your family as you start this out. And if there's any of our family that's in Iowa, that's close to Des Moines, and you don't have a church, y'all better holler at Hannah. She already there. She's already there. So what's the name of the church? Please let us know.
It's Emmaus Church.
Emmaus Church. Oh my gosh. No, girl, don't bury the lead like that next time. That's like the greatest for what you are assigned to do. You and your husband are assigned to do. Emmaus is the best name for that church.
Thank you.
What a beautiful. Oh, listen. Oh my gosh, I could talk to you. I gotta go. Luke 24 has me in a chokehold. Like that is like one of my favorites. Road to Emmaus is my favorite. Oh, okay, Hannah. I love you.
Hannah, I love you, sis.
Love you guys.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a
You're
good
so
day.
cute.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Unbelievable. Wow.
looks just
What?
like
It's like the
Rachel,
best
too.
name of the church I've ever heard.
That's beautiful.
Emmaus Church. How come, Lord, how come you didn't let me my name? Okay, anyway.
Tim's like, what a ripoff.
Yeah, I didn't get Emmaus.
Wait, before we take the next caller, are you good on lunch? Do you have everything you need?
Oh. It's that day.
It is that day.
It's that day.
It's that day.
Did you already have plans? Because I definitely, it's an accountability moment. Eunice definitely emailed us yesterday, and I definitely forgot to put it on the calendar that we were taping today. Because even I was blindsided, like we're having lunch.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was
no,
like,
no. We I need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to do that. Okay, so get me, get me
Watermelon, hemp seeds, THC,
Bird
Yeah.
seeds.
yeah, get me bird seeds, right? Yeah, that's basically all I need. No, you know what? I'm gonna just make my smoothie here.
Smoothie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
you're
make my
good?
smoothie
Okay.
here. I'll be
Cool,
good.
cool.
I think I need some stuff from Sprouts though,
Yeah.
but I'll have to check afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll
No
probably have to
worries.
go back out.
Okay, no worries.
No worries. Okay, who's my next caller?
Boom, we got Angie pulling up on us. Miss Angie, you are on the line with Tim Ross. Welcome to Wide Open.
I'm on the line already?
You're
Hi,
on, sis.
Angie. How you doing?
I'm so excited. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hector. Hi, Derek.
Love
hi,
you.
Liliana. Thank you so much
Hi.
for having me today.
We love you, girl.
I'm so
What's poppin'?
excited. So I think I'm gonna tell my story and then I'll ask my question if that's okay.
That's fine.
So me and my husband, we dated before we got married. We
Yep.
dated back in 2014 for less than a year. We both were not on the same page. We kind of were not willing to compromise, and it just didn't work out. It wasn't a bad breakup. Life just took us in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest concern with him was the fact that spiritually he just wasn't where I wanted him to be, or I imagined the person I would be with would be.
Okay.
At the same time, I was kind of lukewarm myself. I wasn't like totally committed like I needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we break up. 3 years, like in between our breakup and our reconnection. In that 3 years, I ended up dating someone that I shouldn't have been dating, and I got pregnant. I got an abortion from that because he didn't want to have the baby. And for me, there was shame, there was guilt, and I just made a very hasty decision to follow through with that. So that's trauma that I carried forward and still am trying to deal with now. So that happens. That's over. And then my husband and I reconnect. He calls me like out of the blue the day before Valentine's Day. And life just kind of puts us back together. I was moving to the same city or state that he was living in at the time. So it kind of like worked out. So we get back together. Everything is okay. I get pregnant very quickly after moving to the state where he was. We definitely made a decision to have the baby, be together. We told ourselves if we're going to be back together, we're going to get married. This is like for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say that we reconnected at a time where we both were tired of dating. We were like, we're tired of being in these streets. I'm done. Let's try to make this work. So that was kind of like the mind frame for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So life continues. We have the baby. We move to a different state together. We have another baby. We get married, have another baby. So everything kind of flows after that.
Mm-hmm.
That comes to my question. I feel like I struggle with God blessing my marriage right now, and honoring, my prayers, answering my prayers. I am consistently praying for my husband that, he encounters God in a special way. I pray for my kids. And I think I go up and down with believing that God is going to honor his promises and bless it because I came in it with so much trauma, the trauma that I had. And, we got pregnant before getting married. Like, just, it didn't start off the way that I wanted it to. It wasn't like this fairy tale Christian relationship. And I feel like I'm grieving that and also trying to trust God that he's going to bless it because we have, kind of come under covenant and we're trying to do it the right way and we're raising our kids in church. So I guess I'm just like struggling with believing God all the time. I have my highs and lows where I believe him like, okay, God, you're going to show up for my husband. You're going to cover my kids. But I have seasons where I have disbelief and I'm like, are you really going to do it, God? Because of the way it started. I will say God has told me that I am the example, to my husband and that I need to contend for my family. And so I've committed to that. But I do have waves of disbelief of not believing that, he's going to do it. So
Understandable.
yeah.
And Angie, thank you so much for calling and for your vulnerability and for giving me the context to what you're going through. What do you need from me today?
I guess some encouragement. And I want honest feedback too. Like everything's not perfect, and we make decisions in our walk with God and there's consequences to those decisions.
Yep.
So I guess just some honest feedback and some encouragement.
Got it. I'm going to roll it all into a ball, okay?
Okay.
Girl, you so fine right now.
What?
I promise you. I promise you. Your incomplete grieving is what's blocking your belief. You haven't fully grieved all the ways you wanted this to go and it didn't.
Yeah.
And when that grief is fully metabolized, you are no longer going to have this thought that God is not with you. He's not blessing you. He's not for you or favoring you because of the way this started.
Yeah.
That's you still grieving the way it started. That ain't God.
That's true.
So the feeling that you're having, you're projecting that on God. And you're basically what you're saying is because I feel this way, you must feel this way, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't like it, so you can't have liked it. And when I tell you God ain't even checking for you like that, like I can give you 5 people from the Bible that started off ratchet. And God blessed them and gave them favor. Right? Including Peter, who denied Jesus.
Right.
Like flat out denied him, like to somebody's face 3 times.
Right.
Like Judas had more remorse. Peter went back to his old job. Like it wasn't like he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sick of myself. I'm just going to kill myself. Like Judas had more remorse than Peter did.
Right.
So this is about you fully grieving and it needs to be like itemized, like and I need fine print. Like it needs to be like I don't want you to just grieve like all the macro things, right? Like, oh, we didn't get married before we had a baby and we didn't do this before. Like I want you to look at like the micro things.
Yeah.
Like, did you get the wedding you wanted? Was it justice of the peace? You didn't get your white dress and daddy walking you down and a week in Bermuda? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true, Tim, because we got married during COVID. And so I didn't get the wedding that I envisioned that I would get, like none of that happened because of the circumstances,
And you need to grieve that.
Okay.
Because that's a loss. That's an L. You deserve that. You grew up from a little girl. Whenever you started thinking about marriage, you didn't think about it happening during quarantine.
Right. Right.
Right?
Right.
So I just want to encourage you that God's favor is on you. It's just that sometimes we can't feel that favor when we're still grieving so much.
Yeah.
And we have to clear all that grief out to even be aware of like all the blessings that we have around us or all the blessings that we're currently in.
Mm.
And that's why grief work, everybody pay attention. Y'all know I'm talking to Angie. Angie's been kind enough to allow us to process what she's been going through publicly. But this is for everybody. Grief work is that important.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that disappointed you is worth grieving. Anything that you loved is worth grieving. Anything that you thought, anything you had an expectation of and didn't get is worth grief. And again, grief is not always boo-hooing. Sometimes it's just the tears. Sometimes it's just sadness. Sometimes you're just feeling like, damn, I didn't get to have the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, we didn't get the honeymoon.
Right. Right. Would you suggest like making a list of like all the things?
All the things.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
talking about a copious list.
Okay.
Get it exhaustive. And that's why I'm saying macro and micro. Because a lot of times we skip over stuff that like was really important, but we try to brush it off like, it wasn't that serious. It was just COVID. And so we just had to do what we did. No. I wanted my wedding.
Right.
I did not get it. I had to grieve when Juliet and I got married. This dude, even to bring up this subject, my body already like warms up. But warms up to get hot, not like warms up like endearing.
Mm-hmm.
But the dude, I just remember, I'm so sorry, Angie. This nigga, I can close my eyes and see him taking pictures. Like he got us all together. He's taking pictures of the whole wedding and then the reception and get with your parents and then get with your friend and then get with your grandparents and then and like we got all these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude left. The dude went off and never gave us our pictures.
Oh my gosh.
The only pictures that Juliet and I have of our wedding are the pictures that other people took. Girl, this is 1999.
Oh my gosh.
This is Fuji film. Kodak click,
disposable.
click,
Yeah.
old school film.
Yeah.
And they had to make us duplicates and say, oh, girl, we got this picture of the back of your head. Like we got, you know what I'm saying? It was none of the professional quality pictures. I had to grieve that. That was worthy of my grief.
Right.
I wanted them pictures. I paid the damn deposit. Huh?
Did you look for the guy?
I looked for that dude. I never saw him, right? Until I didn't see him again for like 2 years. I used to be the mailman at the Potter's house. I'm walking through with a mail basket in my hand, the white bin that you put all the mail in. I'm walking with that little white bin, U.S. mail white bin, and I see this dude walking up the corridor into the foyer. I dropped that bin, and I like the nigga in me came out. All of L.A. came out of me. In the church foyer, I was like, hey, nigga, where's our picture? I was like, Lord have mercy. Hold on. I was like, hey, dog, where are my pictures? And he looked so startled. Oh, my God. Like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Let me give you my card. And I'm so sorry. He gave me his card. And I was like, hey, nigga, like, I'm dead serious. Like, we paid you for them pictures. Man, I apologize, man. Here's my card. Call me. Number was deactivated.
Wow.
And the address is like a P.O. box. I couldn't find him again. I never saw him again to this day.
He's just a horrible person.
He's just a horrible person. Mm-hmm. But Juliet and I we grieved not getting those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't something that was just like, oh, well, at least we got each other. Like this man made off with our memories.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
not right. It was not fair.
Right.
So that's why I need your list to be exhaustive,
Okay.
because the more you integrate that and the more you get a good closure to all of that stuff, like, I didn't get that, I'm sad about that, that disappoints me, and goodbye, right? They're never coming back. I'm not going to see them again, and goodbye. All right, now we can move on. Like, do that with everything on the list, and then see how easy it is to detect God and to know that his favor's with you and that his blessings are already surrounding you. It's always been there. But when we got, here's the other thing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Is there any guilt swimming around in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Right?
A lot of it.
Right?
Yeah.
So that it's hard to feel God's presence when we feel our guilt.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff, and I know I don't know why, I have no idea why this has become so controversial for me to say you need to forgive yourself. There are just some Christians, they spaz. Oh, you can't forgive yourself. Only God can forgive you. Okay. So only God can forgive us. Then he tells us that we need to forgive others, but then we can't forgive ourselves? Make it make sense, Sway. That don't make no sense. Right? That don't make no doggone sense. So wherever you feel guilt, that probably needs to be on the list too. And you need to, if there's something that you need to grieve in that feeling, or if there's just something that you just need to go, I have to forgive myself. Lord, I already know you forgave me. I can't keep punishing myself for the way this started.
Right.
It started off on the wrong foot. We on the right foot now. The end. Isn't that repentance?
Right. And I think about, like, I was raised in church and my mom was a heavy influence on my faith. I had to go through the journey of knowing God for myself and all of that. But I think about my I think about that a lot too. Like my parents, like mainly my mom, like, it didn't start off maybe the way she saw in her mind either. I think about, so it's all of that, I think. And you're right. I need to write it down and let it go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is I hope that's been helpful for you.
Very helpful.
You are
Thank you
in
so much.
such a good place. God's favor is on you. He shines on you. I promise you. He loves you. He is not mad at you. He is not being petty. You just need to clear some of this grief and this guilt out the way, and you're going to be Gucci.
Tim, can I just ask you, though, because I know there will be some people in the chat, when Tim Ross has had to practically forgive himself, what did that process look like for you, and how did you walk it out?
Yeah. So let's go with lying to my wife about porn. Obviously, I repented to the Lord for doing so. I asked Juliet's forgiveness. Those people have both forgiven me. But for the next 2 months, I'm still kicking myself in the butt. I shouldn't have lied. I shouldn't have lied. I shouldn't have lied. It's 2 months later, I'm still apologizing. Why am I even bringing it up anymore? Oh, because I haven't forgiven myself. We will rehearse our sin when we don't forgive ourselves.
That's good. Yeah.
And so practically, I had to say, I lied to my wife when she asked me if I was watching porn. The Holy Spirit convicted me. I repented. I told her. She has forgiven me, and I forgive myself. I'm letting this go. I ain't thinking about it no more. I did it. I owned it. It's done. I'm moving on. I'm not going to get up every day thinking I'm a liar. No. But I did. Did I lie? I did lie. Am I a liar? I'm not a liar. And I refuse to allow Satan to make me believe I'm just some liar that has to kick myself in the pants every single day and abuse myself. No, that's not living. That's existing. I'm not going to do that. So that's an example. Yeah. You
That's
just
good.
acknowledge what you did, and you say, I've repented of it, and I'm not living like that no more. I'm not saying that no more. I'm not lying no more. I'm not whatever I did, and now I'm gone. We on to the next.
Right.
So
Thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate it.
I love you, Angie.
That was exactly what I needed to hear. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for your yes. I listen when I can, and people are being healed and transformed, and I love that. I love that. That's
Thank
like my
you.
heart. So
Mine too, Angie.
Thank you,
Mine
guys.
too. We love you
Yeah.
so much. Have a great day, okay?
Love you, sis.
Love you guys
Love you,
too.
sis.
You
Okay.
too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Our people, man. Yo.
I think it was just practical help, man, the way you walked us through it. Because, like, we just get to hear, because obviously we kind of all operate in that way of being discipled by you.
Yeah,
so
for
just
sure.
hearing
Yeah.
the tea, really.
Yeah,
behind the door, like, how does Tim Ross do it?
Yeah.
And I feel that too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
everything you just said, that's what I'm walking out right now. And, bro, it is the cheat code to be your friend and have you as a mentor.
Thank you,
Yeah.
bro.
Because I
Absolutely.
feel for the people that don't have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am 1 in a million. Literally, the fact that I have you in my life, because I can just ask for help.
Yeah.
Literally, Tim,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Yeah.
Or listen back, and that's what people have now that are in the chat. They just get to listen.
Yeah.
And like, man, if you take it,
I
it's
promise
great.
you.
Yeah.
I promise you. I keep referring to this men's thing I went to because it was. I'm glad I got to go. Like it was like a very good engagement for me to be at. I did an interview with one of their video producers after, and they asked me like, you just talked about overcoming sexual trauma. It resonated with so many men, and I told her, I said, it resonated with them and they were moved by it because I paid full price for it.
Yes.
Now the fuller explanation of that is Jesus paid full price for it.
Right.
Right? And then I did the work to honor the price he paid. So I didn't pay the same price that Jesus did for my freedom, but I did pay a price.
Come on, Tim.
His price was blood. My price was work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without his blood, I can't even do the work. Because of his blood, how dare I not do the work? You feel me?
Yes.
So when I'm in there talking to those men and I'm talking about being free from porn, not like casually free, not like I go 10 days and I'm, no, I don't, that ain't it. Porn is right here. Porn is a suggestion every day. But according to Romans 8:12, I am no longer obligated to do what my sinful nature urges me to do. I just don't have to do it. So there's an authority you get to walk in when you pay full price for something.
Come on.
My reaction when I pull up at a red light and a cop pulls behind me, my heart doesn't palpitate. Why? I paid for this car. This car is not stolen. My driver's license is current and valid. I have insurance on this vehicle. So you must want to stop me to find out how nice I am, or you're admiring my car. Because if I'm not speeding and the cop gets behind me at a red light, there's nothing for me to. When I pull up next to a cop, I roll down my window and wave. I do. It's real talk. I roll down my window.
What's their reaction?
They're always like,
Really? Mm-hmm.
and I know half of them are like, I wonder, is this some kind of reverse psychology? Does he have 50 keys of cocaine in his trunk?
Oh.
And he's trying to divert me? He can pull me over and find out. And then I can write him
Right.
up for false arrest if he wants.
Ooh.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know the law. I just feel like when you pay full price for something, you have authority in that area.
Yes.
And when you have authority in that area, you ain't got to yell.
Yep.
That's why there's a lot of people out here that my disposition rubs them the wrong way. Don't get it twisted. I have authority in this area. So y'all can pop off all you want to and do your little reaction videos, but I pay full price for everything I'm talking about.
So good.
You may not like the way I'm talking about it, but I bet you I got receipts in my pocket. Front and back. I pay full price, and my wife will co-sign on all of it. I got nothing to be afraid of. I have nothing to hold my head down for. And that's just a different way to live. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not to boast in my flesh. In my flesh dwelleth no good thing. I tell y'all all the time. I don't trust my flesh. I trust the Holy Ghost and discipline. Punto blanco.
Point blank.
Sí.
I didn't know that's how you said it.
Sí. I don't know if that's how you say it anyway, but that's the way I say it.
That's the way I translated it too.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's a literal translation, right?
Yeah.
Punto blanco. Okay, who's our next caller?
We got Ice Dog pulling up. I don't know that.
Isis, what up, Isis?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Hi, Ice Dog. How you doing?
You called me Ice Dog. That's legit. Okay. I love that. Hi, guys.
Hi, how you doing?
So much for all that you're doing. I'm literally like, I understand when people are like, I'm nervous because I have severe bubble guts. Like, I can't even breathe. Like,
Oh, take your time. Take your time.
but basically, I just was calling for like encouragement also. I feel like maybe I give you like a rundown of like a simple rundown of like what I've gone through and then like what I'm doing now, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
I was my mom had me when she was 17, so we basically kind of grew up together.
Okay.
And I mean, she was kind of like emotionally unavailable. I really had so much trauma in my childhood, as far as like being raped by gunpoint, and after that, like being sexually assaulted many of times, to the point where I just was like, I guess this is all what my body is for. So it's funny that you were telling the other young lady to just like grieve her past,
Yeah.
because I definitely had to do that a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I'm in the stage of life now where I gave my life to Christ at like 2016 at my like lowest point. And still like through that trying to do things the right way, being celibate and all the things, and just falling out of that, and then meeting my current husband and like getting married. But we're living together, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I felt convicted. It's like, we have to get married. So we like stopped having sex or whatever, and we got married. But that was also like a traumatic moment because like he kind of like lied to me about a lot of things like before, and like it all came out like after the marriage. So I had to grieve that also, like of just thinking that I was with somebody that I really wasn't with. I've forgiven him and like we've moved past it. But just dealing with all that type of like disappointment from human beings has really just like affected my life in a way that I never thought like it would, now that I've like been more aware of my relationship with God and who I am in a different way. So now that I have 2 kids, 2 toddlers, with my husband, and we have another baby on the way, I feel like I'm the best that I've ever been, like emotionally, like mentally. But I still have moments where I fall into like depressive states, because like I feel like I'm drowning, if that makes sense. And more so like emotionally, because it's just like it's a lot to try to like. I always thought it was going to be like a fairy tale life. I watch a lot of Disney princess movies and Prince Charming and things like that. So I always thought I'd have my Prince Charming and we live happily ever after, and that was not my reality, which I've been grieving. But like to have that whole like marriage hard work and like really working on yourself, really working with somebody that is also working on themselves. We got married really quick, like the other young lady. We got married during COVID, so
Okay.
it was like a quick turnaround. And like, sorry, the same year we had our kid, so we got married in 2021, and we had a kid in December. So it was like a lot of like, okay, I'm a wife. Okay, now I'm a mom.
Mm.
Okay, now I'm a mom of two because
Mhm.
they're 16 months apart.
Mhm.
Um, and like, so I had like postpartum depression. I was really struggling with just like finding myself because I
Mhm.
don't really feel like I ever had an identity or one that I could like be proud of.
Mhm.
So I was struggling with that and like, you know, in therapy or whatever. But now I'm at a point where like I'm trying to get right with God, and that's a lot because it's just like I think I resonate with Jacob the most because like of the wrestling.
Mm. Mhm.
Um because it's just like I'm mad that I had to go through life the way that I did. But I know that God is still with me, but it's still like I don't like I don't like that you did like we had to do that. Like why
For
can
sure.
I have this fairy tale life where, you know, I was saved at 7 years old and I started prophesying by 12, you know, things like that.
Mhm.
But like not like having that and then also dealing with like because I have sexual trauma, not being able to like really be like intimate with my husband, like we're not intimate, like and it's not because like I don't love him, it's more so because like the thought of him just like and it's crazy because we have kids, but
Right.
the thought of him just like touching me, it just kind of like makes me feel like I don't have like I'm giving myself away in a
Mhm.
way. Like
Mhm.
I think I've done that so much that like the thought of him even doing that just like kind of triggers me.
Of course.
Um and then like having two toddlers that are right back to back and dealing with all of their emotional dysfunction that they can't help and just trying to like be positive through that and lifting them up and making sure I don't repeat cycles that I experienced with my mother. Um, and then having a job. Like I always wanted a job. After I got saved, I was like, I'm gonna be in ministry and I'm gonna do all these things. And I got a job in ministry and I hate it. Like I hate the whole like it brought me to like this understanding of church, like the behind the scenes that I really did not know existed.
Mhm.
So I kind of like hate that, but I clearly I can't like I've prayed about leaving and nothing has happened. And then on top of all of life, just wanting to like deconstruct like having to deconstruct my own mental things that I've had for my whole life and my whole trauma. Um Also by not forgetting that I'm a daughter of God and like trying to do that right. So I feel like again like I'm just drowning and I don't feel like not that I'm like suicidal, but I have moments where it's like I'm reading through Job and like just how he was feeling of just like I would have rather not be here, you know, type of thing.
Yes.
Not that I'm like going to kill myself, but just like it would have been better to just not exist.
Understood.
So yeah, I guess I just kind of just need encouragement. Like I feel like, and it's funny because people were like, "Oh, I don't even know that you're struggling because I'm really good at hiding it."
Mhm.
But clearly, with my crying, it's really weighty, and I have another kid on the way, so that's gonna be like 3 under 3, which is gonna be a whole nother adventure. Um, so yeah, I would just really love some encouragement, maybe some advice
Yeah.
on like how to move forward through all of that,
For sure.
if that makes sense.
The whole thing makes sense. I appreciate you trusting me to process this with you and to hold space for you. Um, Before I say anything, um, do you just need to cry?
I feel like I do that so much now that I have all these hormones going through me.
Yeah, of course.
So
But like right now, like I can hear it in your voice, and I don't want you to think like you've cried enough, because all of this is worth crying over.
Yeah.
It's like, it's heavy and it's complicated and it's depressing and it's good, right? The babies are good
Yeah.
and they're a lot.
So much.
Oh my God, they're a lot. And you already got 2 that are 16 months apart. By the time this baby comes, how many months between 2 and 3?
I mean, he'll be 2, so they'd be like a good 2 years apart.
24 months. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, that's a lot. And it sounds like you never got a space between being with your mom and then being with your husband to just be alone and like decompress and grieve all the stuff that happened to you and your body.
I think I just wouldn't allow myself to have that type of space. Like, I always felt like I had to have someone.
Mm.
And I think that comes with like not having my dad.
Mm.
I just always wanted that love. And because my mom wasn't emotionally available, like, I always had to go through things on my own.
Okay.
So I rushed the process, which I've also had to grieve.
Yes, I was about to say. Because I know you don't regret marrying your husband and having your children. And you do get to grieve. I would have chose a different time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it so fast. I'd have still married you. It would have just been 3 more years from now. Right? Like,
For sure, yeah.
right? Like, so I just want to hold space for, I can give you encouragement, but I do want to hold space for your sadness. And maybe you're tired of feeling sad and like, you're like, I just want to
I
feel.
know I'm supposed to be a thug.
You're
Not
supposed
really,
to be a
but
dog.
yeah, no, I'm
Yo,
kind of crying.
I'm about to pee on myself. That is the most hilarious statement. I did not expect that. I'm supposed to be a thug. Yo, that was too good for me. I really do feel like there is a such thing as good grief. And everything that you just shared with me is sad.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to grieve there. And I know we like rushing past the grief stuff. But I'm telling you, you cannot rush past this.
It's taking too long, if I'm being honest.
Oh my God. It's taking too long. I get it. I get it. Understandable. Understandable. And it takes as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And I know that's probably not encouragement. You asked for encouragement. This is probably like, Tim, you're
No,
not
that's
giving me what
reality.
yeah, it just it takes as long as it takes. And there's a lot to grieve here, Ice. Like, for real though.
And that's kind of like where the anger comes in, because I'm just like, why? Why can't I get shot with thunder off of my horse like Paul? Like, I read the stories of how God like grabbed people from what they were in, and I was literally just dead in what I was doing. And not to say that he didn't call me and I wasn't ignoring it, because I'm pretty sure I was, but Like, I don't know. Just, I hate that I have so much to grieve because I'm just wanting to live.
Yep. Yep. Okay. But I'm so grateful you said anger. Tell me more about your anger.
I'm just so mad that, like, I had to be born in such a, like, complicated situation. I always felt like I had the wrong parents. And not that I don't love my mother or my absent father, but it's just like, why? Like, why did that have to happen?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why did I have to go through life the way that I did?
Absolutely.
It made,
So it sounds like you're angry with your mom.
yeah, she holds some of my anger, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, are you opposed to us doing a role play right now?
Uh-oh.
It's the
Not
first time we
opposed.
ever got that reaction. Uh-oh.
Not opposed.
Okay, you're not opposed? Okay.
No.
All right. I need you to tell your mommy how angry you are. And hear me, Ice.
Yeah.
I only want your anger. I already know you love her. I already know she did the best she could. I already know she just dealt with the hand. She was 17. Yeah. All that aside. I just want you to tell your mom. I'm going to be your mom. And I want you to tell me, your mommy, I want you to tell me how angry you are.
Okay. Mom, I grew up in the worst way possible. Like, and you were so oblivious to it. I hate the way that you ignored our differences and made me feel like an outcast. I hate that you didn't see my pain or didn't want to see it or was never emotionally available to me. I know that you tried to provide, but I hate that you had to go to work so much and that I got stuck with so many people that I didn't know that didn't really care for me. I hate that I couldn't just like have moments with you with just like being cuddly or loving, that you were so distant and all. I feel like all you cared about were was being married. So you chose men over me constantly. And when I told you that something had happened to me, you completely denied it and told me I was a liar and I seeked attention. You literally ruined me emotionally. Like I can't even function now. I get so mad at the smallest things because that's all you showed me. You were basically physically abusive to me. I don't even feel like you see me as your daughter sometimes. I just wish that we had a better relationship or that you cared to have a better relationship with me and then just see me as this child you had to dictate, a person you had to love. I'm sorry that I was born, but I don't know what else would have happened. Like, I hate that. I feel like you don't even care that, like, you were mad that I was even existing, that I took away your youth, and I didn't even choose to be here. I hate that you got it right with my other siblings. and left me with trauma. I just wanted things to be different. That's all. That's all I have.
Okay. Do you need to hear from your mom, or did you just need to release?
Sure, Tim, you can be my mommy.
Your mom's voice is gonna change. I apologize. Your mom's voice is gonna be so weird for the next 3 to 5 minutes.
I receive it.
Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you so much for telling me everything that you just told me. The first thing I want you to know is that you're right. Everything you just said is correct. I ignored you. I literally made you the reason why I felt like my life wasn't fun. I never accepted the responsibility for getting pregnant at 17. And I made you, my daughter, the reason why I didn't like my life, when it was really my choice to get pregnant is the reason why my life changed. I ignored you. I devalued you. I did not make you a priority. I could not accept the abuse you told me about because I already didn't think I was a good mother. So when you told me that you got hurt, I gaslit you and said it was your fault because I already think everything's my fault. I don't even know why you still pick up my phone calls. I have no idea how you still call me your mother when I am the one that has taken you for granted. And I am the one that has been responsible for so much of your trauma. You have been more gracious to me than I have been to myself. And I apologize to you. I ask your forgiveness for it taking 20 years for me to even admit that you were right and that I've been wrong. I don't deserve your forgiveness. And yet, I will ask for it anyway. Will you forgive me?
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. How do you feel?
I think the biggest thing was that you were right, because I've always gaslit myself into thinking I was just being dramatic.
That's what
And I
people
really,
that's what people who gaslight do, right? They make us second guess ourselves. They make us think we're the ones going crazy. They make us think we're the ones that are wrong. And it's like, wait a minute, you're the one that did this. How is this my fault?
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I just held on to that too long.
Yeah. Yeah, you were right the whole time. You weren't misreading your environment. You weren't misreading your situation. Your mom just didn't have the guts or the courage or the humility to admit that she was wrong. And one of the reasons why I love doing these type of role plays is because and sometimes the reason why I always ask, I never want to give you something that you didn't ask for. Some people just need to vent and they need containment. Others need especially if it's a confrontation like this that we're role playing, they need to hear from the person they've been talking to. And we know that in the role play we're getting what we've always needed. It's not like you're going to call your mom and your mom's going to be able to to be emotionally intelligent enough to say what I've said. Maybe she is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we need to hear what we need to hear. Our bodies don't know the difference when we just need to hear it. And I'm glad you heard something that allowed you to regulate and allowed you to feel like, okay, yes, I'm normal.
Yeah.
And I thought I obviously I try to be sensitive and prayerful when I go through these role plays, but I really believed in that moment hearing you're right was even more important than hearing I love you.
Yeah.
Because you've heard that from your mom, but that's lip service because she's told you with her mouth, but she's proven with her actions that she hasn't.
Right.
She didn't keep you safe. She didn't protect you. She didn't believe you. Who doesn't believe their daughter? Oh, somebody that's so traumatized and dysregulated themselves that they can't think about anybody outside of themselves, including their own flesh and blood. So I'm so proud of you. Now I can give you the encouragement that you asked for in the beginning. I'm so proud of you, Ice. I'm so proud of you for first of all being open to do the role play. I'm so proud of you for crying even though you're tired of crying. I'm so proud of you for feeling this sadness and for feeling this anger, because I think you've been more in touch even with your sadness than the anger. And I'm so glad we kept talking and you got to the anger, because anger is important. Anger is an emotion that gives us information to allow us to know when an injustice has been done to us or others. And there needs to be space for your anger. I don't want you to be afraid of your anger. There needs to be space for your anger. And I'm so grateful you told your mama off today. I know that sounds weird, but like, yeah, I'm so glad you told her off. And you really told her the truth.
Yeah. Thanks for being my mommy.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you for giving me permission to step into that role and to help you just grieve that and bring a little bit more closure to it. How do you feel now?
Like I just gotta buy one get one free.
A buy one
I
get
didn't even
one
know.
free.
Yeah, like an extra piece of chicken or something. I didn't even know I needed that, and yeah,
I love it.
it was really needed.
I'm so grateful. I'm just
Yeah.
I applaud your bravery. I'm glad you called in, and I'm glad you got a buy one get one free. I'm glad you looked in the bag and you got 2 orders of fries instead of 1.
Amen.
Right? A 20-piece nugget instead of 10. It's like, okay, bye. I already drove off, so bye. So proud of you.
Is that why it's been so heavy with everything else? Like I don't.
Yeah, I really do think I really do think that your sadness was crowding out your anger. And you needed to be angry. And that's different from sadness. Like anger is a different emotion. And you needed to be angry today. And I'm so proud of you for being angry. And it got you to say things that you needed to say to whom you needed to say it to, which was your mom. Your mom needed to hear that today. Your body needed to tell your mom that. Your soul needed to tell your mom that. And now that you've said it, there's some heaviness that's been removed and you feel lighter.
You know, how do you like be angry in a space where you don't have the space? Do I just take the time and
Absolutely. You answered your own question. You take the time and you make the space.
Okay.
Okay. When I lost my dad last year, I took a drive. I didn't want anybody else to see it outside of my therapist. My wife has survived a domestically violent home, and so the anger I needed to express would have triggered my wife. So when I didn't have time to be with my therapist, I got in the car, I turned up the music, and I cussed really, really loud. Really, really like vein popping loud.
I just had a whole image of that. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And my whole I'm telling you, like it's less than 10 minutes. Like I did a couple of laps around the neighborhood, and in less than 10 minutes, probably 7.5 minutes, I'm walking back in the house and I can hug everybody, and my whole body has regulated. My ears ain't hot, my chest ain't hot, because I got it out. So you just create the space for it and you create the time for it, and then you get it in. Like, this is old school reference, but Yosemite Sam is such a funny cartoon, Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam, because Yosemite Sam is this cartoon that, is a cartoon for kids. So he had to cuss without cussing. Rabbit. Joe Pesci, who historically cusses in all his movies, he had to come up with a non-way to cuss in Home Alone. And that's why you get all the and anger has to be expressed. Most people are afraid of their anger because they don't know how to control it.
Wow.
But this is we have to learn to become Bruce Banner in the first Avengers. Right? Everybody's the whole movie like, come on, turn into the Hulk. And he's like, I can, don't you have to be angry to turn into the Hulk? He said, well, that's my secret. That's my cheat code. I'm always angry.
Mm.
So now he can use it when he wants to, as opposed to it happening and it's out of his control. So when I feel anger is giving me information. There's either an injustice or something that I don't like that has brought this emotion to me. Once I get the information, now I know, does this anger need words? Does this anger need expression? Does this anger need cuss words? Does this anger now everybody doesn't cuss. So I'm not saying that that's the prescription for everybody. Cussing works for me. I get there faster cussing. I get it over with faster cussing. I can quote scripture. That ain't gonna get my anger out the way. But after a couple of F-bombs, I feel much better. So, yeah. Make sure you've made a lot of space for your sadness. Make sure you make some space for your anger, okay?
Yes, thank you. That's
You're welcome.
good.
Yeah. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you.
Love you too. Love you all, you guys too. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right. Have a
Love
good
you,
day.
sis.
Love you, sis.
You too.
Proud
Okay.
of you.
Bye. Hey, I could hear the difference.
Oh, yeah.
There was such a tension and anxiousness in her voice, just with all the sadness and I'm just so glad we kept talking to get to the anger, because that's where it was like, that's what you need. You need that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get why you're tired of your sadness. Anger's like, I ain't got no, what about me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
She was
So
like,
good.
I'm supposed to be a thug. She said,
Yeah,
it's like
she's
so many
so
people
cute.
were, so many
She's
people
so
in the
cute.
chat were like, you're thugging for Christ. Like you're vulnerable.
yeah.
You have so many young children, and you were like, when you said the role play, she was like, uh-oh. But like she really stepped into it.
She
and was
got
able
there.
to get there. You know?
She got there. I'm so proud of her.
Like the In-N-Out movie.
Like the In-N-Out movie. Get in.
Inside Out?
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get in and you get out. Yeah. In-N-Out 1 and 2. Burgers and fries.
the animated short.
Yeah. Number 1 is just the.
Okay.
When Derek got the movie
Okay.
on,
Yeah.
Okay.
funny.
Oh man.
So hilarious.
I have my gullible self.
Hey.
Cherish moment.
Okay, last one.
Last one.
Last call.
Chantel's pulling up.
Oh.
Hey, Chantel.
Chantel, you are on with Tim Ross. Welcome to the show.
Hi everybody. Hi,
Hey, Chantel.
Juliana.
Hello.
Hi, Hector. Hi, Derek.
What up, though?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Chantel. What's going on?
All my volumes are down and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, how do I get started? Okay. So, coming up soon, more than likely next school year, I'll be doing homeschooling.
Okay.
This is something that I feel like it's something that I talked to my husband about. I didn't expect for him to agree with me right away, but I felt like it was just on my heart, that maybe I should start homeschooling because of, a number of things, the way I'm trying to raise my children. And I just don't, I remember you talking about this on the show. It's just that the world values and the school system, and the other influences, and the way I'm trying to raise my kids is just, I don't see fit for them to be in school right now. But then I also had to take into account, finances and things like that. So I prayed to God, and then, I talked to my husband about it, and he didn't agree or disagree. He just kind of listened to me, and then he came back and he was like, okay, yes, we're going to do this. So my first question is, I really want to know what curriculum did Juliet use with the boys, or did she come up with her own and things like that? And how did she cope with, stress? Because homeschooling is not going to be the easier option.
Correct.
This is a sacrifice, choosing to live on one income, and, going forth with teaching your children and having the ability to teach them the things that you want them to learn. And I know for me right now, one of the things that's important that I want my children to know is the Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just want to know what curriculum she used, and how did she manage her stress? Because right now, I feel like God has been really sweet on me. I'm 30 years old. I'll be 31 in a couple of months, and
Awesome.
being 30 years old, man, oh my God, I feel. First of all, I'm sober.
Awesome.
I don't smoke. I don't drink anymore. I don't watch porn. Um, unless you count sugar. I still dealing with sugar if you want to count that. But other than that, I'm sober, and I met my dad for the first time this year, first time in my life, and that has come up with some other things. And also, I have discovered that I have a gift of poetry because all my life I always asked God, what is my gift? What is my gift? And I see everybody else gifts. Some people may have the gift to sing. Some people will have the gift of you know speaking, dancing, or whatever. And I always felt like I had no gift, no talent. And God, I felt like this was the perfect time for Him to show me and remind me that I have, a gift of writing poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So that has come up, and this turning 30 has just been a really sweet year for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mentioned before, how I met my dad, and that has brought up some couple of things, because my whole life I felt like I was missing out on something because I didn't have my dad. Um, and when I met him, he has made some changes over the years. I heard the stories. He was on drugs, and he physically abused my mom even once while she was pregnant with me. And I still sought to meet him, which I don't know why, but I still wanted to get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, yeah, I thank God when I met him, because I'm like, oh my God, God was so smart. I did not need this man raising me.
Hmm.
But and then that has brought up some things, for my mom. When I tell her about these things, because she never bad talked him or anything. She just told the truth and went on about her business. So now that's come up with some things with her, and now I kind of feel you know bad about it, because I'm thinking how she feels is, how could I want to seek a relationship with him when he treated her so badly.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so that's what's been on my heart.
Okay. So, what do you need from me today?
So I just wanted to know, about the curriculum that was used, for the homeschooling, and ways to manage stress.
Okay. All right. So, I'm so grateful you called in on a subject like this because my boys would be 17 and 15 this year, and we did choose to homeschool them for no other reason than we just felt like we could disciple them better than the public school system. Like Juliet and I are disciple makers. Obviously, you see how much time we spend doing stuff like this. If we had enough time to do this, of course, we were going to have way more time for our kids. And so we did set up our lifestyle for, I retired Juliet from her job in 2005. She had several entrepreneurial businesses that she started. But then when we started having kids, she focused on homeschooling. The top two curriculums that we were involved in were classical conversations and Abeka, Abeka, Abeka. And both are really, really good. I do believe that homeschool curriculums are not a one size fits all. Uh, it is very, very important to assess your child's needs, and find the best program and curriculum that's going to benefit them. Obviously, when they're really small, uh, it really doesn't matter. They can be in the same curriculum. But as they start getting older, you might find where one could excel in a different program, where another one is excelling in another program. So those are the two that we were involved with personally. But there's a lot out there, and there's a lot of research to be done. So that's also exhausting as well, is to actually just go through and find out what each curriculum has to offer, and then kind of landing on the one that you want to go with. In terms of the stress level, I can only speak to the conversations Juliet and I had. She's not here to answer this, but Juliet was good and had such a grace to do this, like to the point like it was a passion. It wasn't a stress for her. When Nathan turned 10 and Noah turned 8, that's when it became stressful for her. And that's when it stopped being enjoyable to her. And that's when we knew we needed to find a different curriculum. And so in terms of stress, if you have a grace to do this and you feel called to do this, you're not going to really feel the stress that much. Because when you're, again, when you have a calling to do something, it doesn't feel like stress. It's a burden.
Right.
You want to do it. You're passionate about it, whatever. So my encouragement would be to pay attention to what stresses you, because that's usually an indication of something that you're not graced to do, or that you are clearly not wanting to do. And that's what you'll have to supplement for.
Okay.
So do all the stuff, like if you like all the social sciences and the English and the U.S. history and all that kind of stuff, and because I don't know the age and stage of your kids, so I'm just throwing a hypothetical. But math drives you crazy, get them a tutor for math, and the tutor can be YouTube. It don't have to be a person. YouTube is teaching people how to fly planes. YouTube is teaching people how to make dirty bombs. YouTube is teaching people how to make carbon print guns. So you can get everything on YouTube.
And teaching is something, because I've been blessed enough to, I work in the schools where both of my boys go. Now they're 7 and 4, and now I have a 1-year-old baby girl, my baby girl.
Okay.
And so, teaching is something that I've always had a role in. It's just, I'm not going to psych myself up and make me feel like because I've been doing this that it's going to be easy when I'm doing it at home with my kids. I'm just trying to be, realistic about it as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, and during the summer, when we were moving, I kind of had, a taste of doing homeschooling. So I kind of know what it would feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's brought up some mixed feelings. It's bringing up joy, it's bringing up a little fear, and, figuring out like how long and, I'm going to be able to do it. But the fact that, I'm going to be able to do it, I'm so thankful for, because I also felt like I was going to get caught up in this 40-hour-a-week cycle.
Oh, no.
And it's so, like with working, because I hear a lot of, even on the callers or just, talking to people, even myself, like we always felt like our parents worked too much, especially the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like I was getting caught up in that, working all these hours, making a pinch size amount of money. And then when I'm 50 and 60 crying to retire, what do I have to show for it besides maybe, a 401 or, retirement? What will I have to say that I've done with my life? I feel like I'm at a place where I want to be available
Yep.
for people and my kids. And I
Yep.
can't be available if I'm working a job that feels like, and I love what I do, don't get me wrong. It's just that, I feel like I'm just going to get caught up in this cycle. Like I think about my mom now. My mom wants to retire. She's been working since she's been 16 years old, and now she's about to be 56.
Wow.
And she still has to work to support herself. And there's even nothing that I can do for her, and I felt like how I don't want to get caught up in that cycle. So even if it is, maybe I don't even know if God would just grace me for the year to do it, but I feel like that would mean something, that would make me available. That would be me stretching myself other than for a couple of dollars every 2 weeks.
So let me tell you this, okay? When you start homeschooling these kids, the most beautiful thing is that you get to make your own hours.
Mhm.
Kids need structure. We all know that. But you could go 8 to 12 and be done for the day.
Yeah.
You could go 3 to 6 and be done for the day. My wife did not have my kids in school for no 8 hours. For no 10 hours. My wife is Afro-Caribbean. There was too many other things she wanted to get done.
Right. Right.
And so sometimes the classroom was when they went on the errands. And
Mhm.
and they got a class at Walmart while they was shopping, or Sam's Club, or
Right.
wherever they went, Sprouts. So just know that you're going to have a liberty. And I mean, you work in the school system. I know you would agree with this. It don't take 6 hours to teach nobody nothing.
Absolutely not. No.
It does not take no 6 to 8 hours to teach nobody no thing. So, hello?
That's my son. He's saying hi.
Hey, buddy, I love you.
Love you too.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. What's your name?
Anthony.
Anthony. It's such a pleasure to meet you. My name is Timothy. Both of our names end with a Y.
He's looking all surprised.
Right? Like, how cool is that? TimothyAnthony. Both of our names have 7 letters, Anthony.
And how old are you? 7.
You're 7. I'm 49. But guess what, Anthony? 7 times 7 is 49.
Oh, wow.
We were meant. That's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, and then especially in the school system with my black boys, it's real. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah, we
And,
decided. Yeah, again, ours was focused on discipleship, but I mean, we got so many benefits as a result. And I'm not saying there's some really good homeschool kids. I mean, some good public school kids, private school kids. You got to do what's best. But like, when we have people come over, one of the main things they'll tell me, and I've heard this from scores of just guests for our basement show, they'll just say, how did your kids look us in the eyes? Your kids know how to hold a conversation. They're not little zombies. Where are their phones? They don't have no phones.
Right.
They didn't. Nathan got a phone because he graduated high school.
Right.
And then got it taken away because he didn't know how to steward it.
Right. I've always started with boundaries with technology. My kids know in the mornings when we getting ready for school, we're not watching TV.
For sure.
If we're home on a weekday, there's no TV before a certain time, and just little small things like that. There's certain things that they know they can't go on.
For sure.
Because it's the things that these children can be exposed to within a matter of a commercial
Yeah.
is
It's
crazy.
it's wild out
It's
here.
crazy.
It's the wild wild west
Yeah.
out here. And once you see it,
Yeah.
you can't unsee it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And you know, we just knew that there were certain things that we wanted to be we wanted to be able to have conversations with our children about certain things when we felt like it was age appropriate. And we didn't want the public school system telling us when we had certain conversations or what we could talk about or what we couldn't talk about or what they were going to teach and what they weren't going to teach. We were just like, we're going to stay home and get it done. So, yeah, but I applaud you for what you're doing. And I wish you all the best on this journey. It is so rewarding. It is so rewarding.
I can't wait. I feel like, yeah, I don't want to speak too soon, but I feel like God is really going to bless me in this season.
He is.
I feel like he's given me the grace already because I went to him in prayer, and there's nothing I had to argue my way with my husband or really express my point about. I just brought it up. I
Yep.
prayed and I waited, and he gave me the answer.
I love it.
So, yeah, that by itself made me feel like, okay, this is a good thing.
For sure. And it is. It is. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for calling in today, Chantel.
Thank you, brother.
All right. I love you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Man. Oh my God. I love it.
Epic Monday.
It is a good Monday, right?
Good.
Yes.
Such a blessing. God is so good.
And right after this, we're gonna go tape for the Brick House podcast. It's just we are killing it. I'm really excited.
Brick House is hilarious. Might as well be, right? Might as well be. Hey. What a day. It's been a good day, man.
Beautiful day, brother.
I feel good about what God is doing out here in these old streets.
Going up.
Yeah, man. David said, I've been saying that too. These kids are exposed to too much. Devices are raising these kids. Have to be careful who your kids go spend time with because other parents' houses are just no holds barred too, where your kids can be influenced by the lackadaisical friends, parents. Hey, are you against popping on real quick? Yeah, come over here real quick. Be careful, be
Sit
careful,
on
be careful.
in front of the white pillow pops. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Let me pull the mic to you.
What's up, my guy?
Hi, Dad.
I love you.
Love you too.
Hey, so we're talking about. I'm good, Hector. We're talking about you being homeschooled.
Uh-huh.
We just had a person on that was talking about they wanted to homeschool their kids, and obviously we made the decision to homeschool y'all.
Yeah.
And when you were younger, it was y'all didn't know nothing different because you never went to public school. You got a little bit older, and I would probably say like preteen, right into the teens, where you're like, I might want to go to public school. I'm missing out.
Yeah.
I want to be in an environment where there's other kids on a daily basis, stuff like that. How has the experience been for you though?
It's been really good. It's like I can work from home and I can still go on trips because it's like I can work at my own pace and there's not like a set date where I have to do my school unless I'm falling behind,
Right.
which rarely even happens because, I'm on top of things.
That's right.
Right?
You have a good work ethic.
Yeah, and it's been really fun for me. The only thing I would say is that I don't make much friends because, there's not really a lot of... I can't really make friends in the school because it's not like Laurel Springs School where you could go to like other parts of the website and go make friends. It's like you just watch videos and then you learn. Or if you're not in the video program, then you just read and then you do the lesson. But other than that, it's been I really enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a difficult time as a homeschool kid making friends?
I'm not sure. I have a small group of friends, which I love and appreciate, but I wouldn't say making friends is hard because we have friends that have other friends, and sometimes, they could introduce us to them, and they sometimes come back to our house, where it's like the friends that we knew before we met them, it's just like they come and our friends don't.
Right.
And then we can spend more time with them.
Got you.
So it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. And I appreciate you just like spontaneously jumping on with me. Like that, like you could have said no. Because I want to ask the question a different way. Do you feel personally that it's difficult for you to try to make friends or talk to other people? Like when you go out to like the slide park or you go to the Gateway Student Conference or you're out with other people, do you feel like because you've been homeschooled, you're like, oh my God, I can't talk to nobody?
It's kind of like it's scary at first. Like I get nervous and then I build up my confidence. I think of like the words of affirmation you give me and I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just go up to them and I'm like, strike up a random conversation. They're like, cool, want to be my friend? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, sure, I'll be your friend.
Yeah.
And then, the next time we see each other, we, strike up a conversation. And if I'm not with Nathan at the time, then, I can just introduce Nathan to them or them to Nathan, however you want to put it.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, my guy.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like I just wanted somebody like you are, a lot of times people will talk on behalf of their kids, but then won't let their kids talk.
Right.
Because their kids might be like, it sucks.
Right.
I'm in prison. Let me out.
And then the parents are like, nah, he loves it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, he loves it over here.
Yeah, when he says sucks, what he really means is that he loves it. It's opposite day over here.
All right.
Yeah.
Opposite day is barely a thing.
right. Yeah. Thank you, baby.
No problem.
All right, I love you.
All right, love you too.
Thank you. You heard it from Noah Samuel Livingston Ross.
We got to confirm Noah.
Yeah, he's a homeschool kid and he's alive. He's breathing. He's all right. Yeah. So that's it. It's my guy. All right, 2 minutes left. Oh my gosh, why does the time go?
Rapidísimo.
What are we even doing?
Rapidísimo.
What are we even doing, güey?
Cálmate, güey.
Hey, güey. ¿Qué pasó, güey?
¿Te calmas o te calmo?
What happened to the day, güey?
It went away.
It went away.
It went away. Hey, güey, it went away. It went away, güey.
Tim, what are we putting in the smoothie today, Tim?
This is gonna be the fruit smoothie. I got to put the protein powder in there. I need a big tablespoon of
Himalayan sea salt.
No, the almond butter. And then this one's gonna have the frozen banana, frozen blueberries in it. Yeah, I gotta. When I travel, it's slim pickings, man. It's slim pickings. But I gotta tell y'all, first class American has like if you get to if it's a flight long enough where you get a meal, the vegan option they got, I go ham on it. So good.
You go ham on the vegan. Got it.
Got it. Yeah, you got me. You got it. I go acronym ham, not pork ham.
Hard body karate.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Try banana, avocado, lime, coconut, and kale. Okay.
Oh.
Yadaline. I like that name. Yadaline. You know what I mean. Yadaline. Hey, you know what I mean. You know Yadaline. Hey, you know what I mean. I'm talking Yadaline. Yadaline. Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm talking Ladine. She might be from Medellin, but she dressed real clean. And she's never mean. Her name's Yadaline. Just made a song about Yadaline. Yadaline. We keep it too clean. I'm talking Yadaline. We talking Yadaline. Not now. But Yadeline, y'all know just what we mean. Okay, we out.
Oh, now?
And she's Boricua. She's Boricua. Yeah, Yadeline. Hey, that name is fire, man. Yadeline is a fire name. We just made a whole song for that girl. It's been a great day. Let's clap it up. Monday's in the books, everybody. My name is Timothy Charles Ross. That has been Hector Guerrero. That is Derek Santiago. Juliana Buendia Karlovich. Wide open, fam. We'll see you tomorrow. Tuesday is a new day. We'll see you there. Peace.